What is up, everybody? Collector Joey here. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing day today, and hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. Today, we have an awesome show for you guys. So, hopefully, y'all like and subscribe. Make sure y'all do. There's 10 of y'all in here already. While you're coming in, just hit that like button. That would be awesome. Just shows that you guys like the streams and like to come back here, and we have a good time here. We're very lenient over here, and just like to have a little fun and just talk about things. So. First off, I want to announce the panel tonight. So I'm going to start off with this guy first. Sorry, I have to move this so I can add everybody. But this is Mr. Spotchka himself. Right here we have Daniel. What is up? What is up?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Copper Drop, everybody.
He's already feeling it.
Everybody. Man, long ass day. How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing good, doing good. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here.
Good to be back, bro. A lot to talk about.
Now we both have Cad Bane in the background now.
Dude, like I was about to say, I like how it's like all posed up on your shelf right there.
Yeah,
it's on camera. It looks like it's a quarter scale figure.
Yeah, it's like a projector stand. I kind of use it to hold the lights sometimes, like next to the figures. But if you need something like that, a projector stand works really good.
How you liking that figure, man?
Oh, I love it. This thing is just
figure of the year, right? Or am I overselling that?
Nah. It's competing. It's competing. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see that.
Dude, there we go. I don't know if you saw. I think it was like either Steve Oren or a huge infant did a custom, and he made like the gauntlets orange and yellow, I believe. Looks sick. So
were they this blue? Were they this blue on the show though? I don't think I remember. They were okay.
They were that blue on the show, and I was talking to Nick's Collectibles when it got dropped, and he was saying like it was too blue, and I looked it up, and I was like, it's supposed to be that blue on the show. So,
all right, and then the next guy, and just to say, sorry guys, we do not have Steve here today, but he is in the chats, of course, he is watching, but we do have the next guy here, and it is going to be the awesome Austin. What is up? How are you?
Hey guys, I'm excited for another episode of Copper Drop. Also, you both have bragged about your Cad Banes and it being in your background, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's a box.
Of course, because I'm pretty much an inbox collector. It's
okay,
safe.
Okay. All right, so
happy you have it now, bro.
Yeah, I am too.
I did open it. Like me and Rachel, we did peek inside.
Why don't you keep it out though?
Yeah.
So okay. I'll explain once we bring on the other.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
So I don't want to make them just wait in the back.
Yeah. So the next person here, you guys have probably seen in the streams. He is always there. Everybody is just loves this name, and that's kind of how I really noticed him as well. So we're gonna bring him out right now. This is Mr. Mike. What is up, Mike Litoris? How are you doing?
What's up, fellas? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Joey, for having me. Thank you, Spotch, and Austin for the chat. I'm looking forward to it. And everybody watching the chat is you guys are my buddies, so I won't be able to see you or follow along tonight. But thanks to everybody for watching and hanging out.
Of course.
Yeah, this is pretty surreal for me. Like I was telling you backstage, before I started like really watching like a lot of content live streams, I remember the first few, I would see you in there all the time, and I would see your name, and I'm like, but always great comments and everything. Then I just started noticing more and more and more. So I don't know, this is pretty cool for me.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, man.
Likewise, all around, dude. It's always such a pleasure seeing people like from our live streams and eventually get to see what they look like in person. You're like, oh my god, I didn't realize that's what they look like. Like in your head, you're like thinking like, I don't know, they could look like Gandalf the Grey, or they could look like Henry Cavill, but then you just see like an average looking normal everyday guy like, what's up, dude? You're cool, good to see you again.
Dude, I couldn't compete with that beard from last week, man. He blew me away because he's my buddy, and I'm sure he's watching right now, and we're always chatting back and forth, but I had never seen him before, and I was like, yo, that's awesome. That beard is killer.
That's why I want a lot more people to come from the chats, but I understand like some people kind of get camera shy a little bit. So
I don't know how you could be camera shy with that marvelous beard he had, though, man.
Yeah, no. I don't think Boba was pretty good. Yeah, Boba.
You gotta show it off, man.
It didn't seem like it was his first time either.
No.
I was about to say he seemed like he would be pretty natural with that.
Yeah. He did. But let me look at the chats over here, see who we got in here. First off, I did want to give a shout out to the fourth member of the Cop or Drop that's usually here, but he couldn't make it today. Evil Sneaker, what is up? Thank you for watching. I know you're on kind of a vacation a little bit. He had a little flight delay earlier. What he said. And then we do have Reverse Zero. I've been talking to Zio. I always say Zero for some reason. It's Reverse Zio. I've been, ever since Austin posted you, I think I started following you and chit-chatting back and forth, and such an awesome supporter. He has good content over there at his channel as well. If you guys want to subscribe to him, he
has a new reel out today, and it was Classic Sue Spidey. Yeah, Classic Sue Spidey.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was great.
Yeah,
makes me want to open mine up.
He also told me about a few lights that I recommended me some lights as well, because I always wondered about the type of lights he had, and I just I need to do that. So I'm thankful for him for doing that, because it might be a game changer. Then we have my beautiful girlfriend, Myra. How are you doing? She's saying, what's up, guys? We're ready. Yeah, it's funny because I told Myra, when I first started noticing Mike's name a lot, I was like, you would not believe this guy's name. And I told her, I said, Mike Litoris. And she was like, Mike Litoris?
What kind of community is this?
She was laughing. I thought,
she's where are you again, Joey?
We got Boba in here giving us the hand gestures. What's up, Boba? Glad to see you here always. We got homie One Kenobi back in here. What is up, man? Oh, I love the name. I saw you on a few other streams as well. I think I saw you on Steve's stream. That was awesome. I'll be on Steve's stream next Monday, so that'll be fun. We got Boba Fettuccine again saying, what's up, folks? Austin's in there as well saying hello to everybody. Zio saying Austin is going to start uploading reels of him posing the shipper box in the display.
Look.
You are.
We're slowly getting there. But the hard thing is, though, okay, so I'll touch back what I was going to touch on.
Yeah.
I have this weird process of how I want to open up a figure. And it takes a little bit, but it's kind of like a date night for me and Rachel. So we kind of make this big ordeal out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that's kind of an excuse because we can do that every night if we wanted to. But a lot of nights we just get super lazy and slay around. But
yeah,
you guys know how it is. You get new figures in. They just keep coming in.
Yeah,
I mean, it keeps the hype up real too. When you get a figure in the mail or if it's still in the box, as long as it's in that brown shipper box, that hype that you had when it was being shipped and when it was being released, it's still there. So it's a good way to maintain that on it, honestly.
Oh yeah, and some of these 10 of them are like the Power Rangers, and I don't want to open those yet because I want a good display for them, and right now I don't think I quite have that. So I'll figure all that out.
You doing it, man? You get it down.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. We got MB Dyson. What is up? Saying, what's up, Joe and crew? How are you doing? Mike is person.
I am person.
Yes, he is. He's real. He's real. I didn't think so either, but he is. 12-inch Moose Stream. How are you doing? Glad to see you here as well.
That's Michael. I just want to give a little shout out to him.
Yeah.
He has an amazing collection. If you guys don't follow him on Facebook or anything,
I think I follow him on
amazing
Instagram.
collection.
Yeah. Then we got Ariel. Ariel's in here as well. How are you? Let's see. Love Mike's name. Myra's saying loves Mike's name. Let's see. Cylon is saying good night, everyone. All right, see you later. You can catch us on the replay. But we are in person. Okay, so yeah, we kind of got that already, Dyson. But so I usually just start off the show just to start it off right away. But I do have a couple questions I'm gonna start having for the special guest. Just a couple. So I just want to ask you, Mike, I guess 3 questions, just the main basic ones. When did you start collecting? So what year did you start collecting? What was I mean, Hot Toys, I guess. I know collecting probably. Right. Yeah. 1/6 scale figures, I guess.
Yeah. So I started collecting Hot Toys November of last year.
Oh, okay.
So relatively new. I had some other 6-scale stuff. I had some stuff from Mondo, and actually got my first Hot Toys figure in 2016.
What was the figure? What was that first figure?
So this is a weird one because I'm not a sequels fan, but I bought the BB-8. It was like that 2-pack with Ray, and I bought the BB-8
2-pack though.
It is, and I just got the BB-8 on eBay in 2016 just because I didn't hate the Force Awakens. I thought BB-8 was just a really cool new take on a droid, and I was at Comic-Con, met the owner of Spiro at the time that was making the droids that you can actually use, like the BB-8 that you can actually roll around. And I was just so fascinated by it. I wanted the Hot Toys representation. So I've known about Hot Toys since 2012. That was New York Comic Con 2012 is when I kind of first started seeing the product. But I need to have like a vision for a way in. I didn't want just like a one-off here or there. I bought the BB as a one-off just so I can have a model of that character. And then I was kind of like, I didn't have a vision for where to go from there until November, and then the floodgates just sort of opened, and that was because I had an idea to get involved with the Clone Wars line and any animation related releases that Hot Toys did, and so that took me down the path.
as it does, man.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer.
Nah.
Good answer, dude.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. I guess that'll lead me to the next question. How many figures do you have now from, I guess, November? And then, like, what is the IP that you usually collect? Like, what is your main collection part?
My main collection is Star Wars. So I have 49 figures right now. Yeah, I went a little nuts. Yeah.
A lot of people do. Yeah.
Yeah, I went a little crazy, but like I said, I have an idea of where I'm trying to go with it. 49 figures and then a tumbler. So
okay.
Yeah. And
huge.
Tumbler is it's a big one. So I'm Star Wars and Batman. So I allowed myself to delve into Batman. Look, there's a lot of IPs that I love, right? I'm a nerd. I like a lot of things, but you sort of have to pick and choose what you're going to do. And you can be a collector that like picks and choose different pieces from like everything you love.
That's kind of
which is great, you know. And like when I see displays like that, I go, yeah, that works beautifully or better than what I'm doing. But I decided to go down this path. A year from now, we might have a conversation, and I might say, "Hey, you know what? I've totally changed my vision." But to me, that's the fun of it. So that's why I'm like very narrow in what I'm collecting now. And like I said, so Batman, I got the quarter scale Dark Knight.
I want that.
And the Tumbler.
Yeah.
And then a ton of Batman stuff on pre-order. The only non-Star Wars stuff I have right now, besides the Tumbler, the quarter scale Batman, is the Nightmare 2-pack. A Superman snuck his way in there, but that's okay. I love the black suit. I freaking love the Snyder cut. Like I know people crap on all that stuff. I think it's a masterpiece. Yeah.
That's another amazing company then.
Spotch was gonna watch that for the first time tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to find a lot of time.
It's worth it, bro. I mean, I love it. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm at with collecting right now. Like I said, it's all Star Wars, couple Batman, and that's about it.
What's your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman, like iteration on film.
Actor,
yeah.
Oh man. So obviously, I have the nostalgia. I'm 44 years old, right? So I have, I remember the Michael Keaton. I mean, the whole world. It was like everyone was talking. It was crazy. Like your grandma was like, "Did you see the Batman movie yet?" Like that's how big it was, right? So I do have nostalgia for it, but I have to say that Christian Bale is like just because of the trilogy, what they were able to accomplish, the heights they were able to reach with it. They were able to tell a complete story, and I love his performance as Bruce Wayne and as Batman, and I'm aware of all the jokes, the voice, and all that. But you want to teach your kids a life lesson, how to be a man or a woman. You show them Batman Begins, and there are so many life lessons that a father can impart on their child with just that one film. It's such a deep film. It's my favorite Batman movie is Begins. I know everyone loves the Dark Knight, but
I know I've heard a lot of people like the big Batman Begins more. I agree. That one's really good.
What's funny about that? Over time, I've grown to appreciate Batman Begins much more than I did a decade ago.
Yeah.
I just recently watched it again last week, and there are still moments in that movie that are new to me. It's Nolan was a genius. He cast perfectly in that film, and I do love the Begins suit. Actually, it's my favorite suit of in that trilogy. It's my favorite suit. So
I like it too.
I mean, like you talk about showing your kids that trilogy is as far as like how to be a man, just how to be a good person in general. I think of it too as showing them what a piece of cinema was like, 10 plus years ago, 15 plus years ago, like what it meant to go to the movies back then. I still remember seeing as a little kid, seeing the opening scene to Dark Knight, the bank robbery.
I remember that too. Yeah.
It scared me as a little 7-year-old, I was like, the Batman?
It's incredible.
Dude, it is so good.
It's so good. One thing I'll say about that trilogy, and I would say all three films, but like especially Begins, is there's a timelessness to it, which is why you would feel perfectly comfortable showing that to your kids 10, 20 years from now. It is timeless. There's no kind of modern yuck jokes in there. There's nothing that like you have to be familiar with current day, I don't know, whatever app like Twitter or something like that to be like, oh yeah, that's a reference to such. No, it's a timeless film. And that's one reason I love it.
I never noticed that.
Into superheroes either.
Yeah.
Second.
Don't even really have to be into superheroes either to like it.
Not at all. And that's actually something I'll compliment the Batman about. I watched it. I sat down with my father to watch the Batman with Pattinson, and he was like, if he wasn't wearing a bat suit, this would just be a detective story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, and that's a pretty cool take on it. But you're right about the Nolan verse. It's grounded, and that's what really blew people away in 2005. I would say about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, 2005. Oh my god, I forgot. That was Batman.
Yeah,
that was 2008. Or no, wait, Begins.
8 was the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one more question for you, and I'm sure you get this asked 5 million times, but just for people that don't know and hear, how did you come up with your name and your profile picture?
Okay, I'm gonna throw my wife under the bus here because she sent me on Instagram. She sent me like a short clip from a podcast about a gentleman in the UK who apparently actually has this name, and it was just like the funniest thing. And somebody on the panel in that podcast was like, "Why doesn't he just call himself Michael?" And then the guy goes, "Think about it. It sounds even fancier, like Michael Litoris, It sounds even worse." So I was laughing my butt off, and I said, I'm just gonna change the name as a joke. And I'm sorry, Lane, but it was because of you, Lane Kramer. I was like, I think tonight I think I can get Lane to say this out loud. And he did, and my wife and I were dying. I was like, yes, I did it. And then I'm friends with Mr. Mom, with Ryan from the Simone Collectibles. And I was talking to him, I was like, dude, like, what do I do? He's like, nah, you have to keep it now, dude. Like, everybody likes it. So I was like, man, I got this dumb joke of a name.
So your wife watches like the live streams with you and whatnot, or is that like a one-time?
So I wrote this message, I think, a couple days ago when you guys were having a live stream, and I said, find a partner. It's important to find a partner. Yeah, that if not share your passions, respect your passions. And my wife does not share my passion for 6-scale collectibles, but she respects it, and she's come to enjoy it with me, And so we watch the streams together. I think you were touching on this, Austin. Like when I get a Hot Toys delivery, like we sit down at the table and I'll throw like a review up on the television, and we make a whole thing out of it, and it's so cool. It's something that we share together. We share Legos together. She does her Harry Potter sets. I do my Star Wars sets, and it's just so much fun. And the fact that she can appreciate this, like she can look at a head sculpt and give her honest opinion. She can help me make decisions about like, what do you think of this figure, before I pre-order it or something like that. Just to have that in a partner, and it's wonderful. So
I absolutely love that. I think
Yeah.
you're talking to like the perfect cast or crew about that too, because all of our partners are extremely supportive and involved in the hobby, and like just like you touched on, anytime I get a new figure in, and this is why it kind of takes a little bit for me for like mine and Rachel's like schedules to completely line up to give us that time, is we get a new figure in and we watch a couple reviews, and she helps me pose it. When I say helps me, she pretty much poses it for me. But we talk it out, ask what the character is. She enjoys it because she just now finished all Star Wars. Like over the weekend, she finished the Mandalorian show, Book of Boba Fett, and we finished the sequel trilogy for her. So it's like she now wants to revisit a lot of these figures up here that she just didn't know what they were, like all the Mandalorians and some of the troopers and whatnot.
Yep.
And it just makes
That's
that
so
bond.
cool.
Just makes that bond a lot better, because
it does. We're so lucky to have that
aspect of each other's lives.
The fact that I can say like Savage Opress and my wife knows who I'm talking about. We over COVID we watched, all the Clone Wars, all of Rebels together, and then we were like, this is fucking awesome. We flew to Disney to go to Black Spire Outpost and like to go to see what they had done with Star Wars at Disney World, because we were so inspired by the Clone Wars, which is a series I put off for years. So and that I'm going to credit that with making me realize like that I can get into the Clone Wars stuff and Hot Toys, and I don't have to feel like I've missed anything. Like I missed like Commander Cody, but he wasn't technically the Clone Wars line, but I went back and got him. So I have every trooper, everything they've released that's attached to any kind of animation.
That's cool.
Impressive.
I love that. Impressive. Yeah, me and Myra had that too. We would unbox the figure sometimes, but then we don't live together, so it's a little bit harder for us to kind of do that now. But we would unbox it together, and then I started doing the unboxings and things like that. So I do it like right away so I can get it for the channel. But she was cool and understanding with that. And when we do live together, it'll eventually, she'll be right next to me when we're recording and things like that. So that would be that's really what I'm looking forward to as well. That's
you guys are all doing it right, man. Marry these girls. Yeah. What's the matter with you? Make it happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Mike, I got one more question for you, bro, before we get started, man.
Go ahead.
You mentioned how you and your lady like to collect Legos together. She's got her Harry Potter sets, you with your Star Wars. Do you happen to have a favorite Star Wars set so far that you've built together?
Favorite Star Wars set so far? Well, I have so many big Star Wars sets that are still in the box. So my wife and I are in the process of we're looking for a house, and I don't have room right now to build in. But I mean, I can't imagine that the Millennium Falcon or at least the AT-AT wouldn't be my favorite. But so far, gosh, they're all in boxes right now. I'll tell you one thing that's kind of like maybe silly. I'm enjoying the helmet series. I just did Cody the other day, so like those are great. I'm building all the smaller ones that I still have room for, because right now I only have detolfs to display stuff in.
Come on, only detolfs.
No, detolfs are wonderful, but I can't put anything much bigger than a couple helmets.
That Cody,
I love
cool, dude. I like it. I converted my Lego Cody helmet into a regular Phase 1 helmet, and it looked cool. So,
what's your favorite?
Man, I haven't bought it yet. It's eventually it's going to happen at some point in my life. It'll probably skyrocket to maybe 2K at this point. But the Star Destroyer UCS set, just man,
well, that's not it's not vintage at this point. Isn't the Star Destroyer still available?
Because we were at the
retired last year. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say retired maybe last year, so because we were at the Lego store about a month ago, and we didn't see it in there. But the Millennium Falcon's still there, and so is the AT-AT. But that AT-AT dude looks incredible.
Oh, dude, yeah. I've got the Destroyer too. That's yet to be built, but I think you can find it, dude, and I'll keep a lookout for you.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
That's a huge ass set too, so I need to find a place that too.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, guys, let's look at a few of these comments that came in. Let's see where did we leave off at. We got the Ricky Ballin Show. How are you doing?
That's my guy. That's my guy Ricky. Yeah. So the Marvel.
Oh yeah. I remember. Is he the one that reacts? Right? He reacts. Is that him, the YouTuber? Or no? Is that somebody different?
So he helps admin this page called Grown Ass Man Toys. He posts.
Bro. I keep forgetting that it's Grown Ass Man Toys. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. So he posts a lot of things on his personal. He's like. So fun fact, and I'll speed this up because I know we got Copper Drop and whatnot. He's one of the first few people I started following on Instagram. One of the first few people who started following me, and he's the first person I actually bought like an action figure from, like secondhand, like online ever. And it was this Sub-Zero from McFarlane, which is like there's some things in my collection that I just won't ever get rid of, just due to sentiment, and like that's one of those figures. So
okay,
that's cool.
Yeah, no, Ricky. Yeah, I remember.
Welcome in.
Just different name. I just lost that. We got Nick in here. What is up, Nick Collectibles? How are you, man? You posted a really good picture today. I really liked it of the Venom. That looked crazy. Let's see. The 3 questions I was expecting. Have you ever killed a walker?
I have 3 questions for you, Mike. Have you ever killed a walker?
Is that
somebody? Why?
That's
It's like a Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
In the woods.
I feel like we got homie one saying I feel that Mike is strictly Star Wars, but anything Toby Spider-Man, Spidey related, I get. Yeah. He kind of feels you in that way. We got Frogman in here. How are you doing as well? I don't like the prequels besides The Force Awakens either, but I bought Kylo and all the Rays to support the actors. The Kylo I was actually debating on getting at one point. I thought it looked really good.
I need to open up that one.
Yeah. You have
figures, brother.
You need to open a lot. You can say anything and probably be it.
Can I just want to give a blanket statement. Yeah. If I say, and this should be obvious hopefully, but if I say I don't like something and you like it, realize that I'm jealous that you like it because I want to like it too. I'm not a hater. If I don't like something, God bless you for liking it, man. I think that's great.
You're talking to a panel who, a lot of our tastes align pretty well, but there's a lot of things that, we don't necessarily agree on.
Yeah.
And at least for me, I think it's more fun if I say that, like, the 78 Halloween is, like, the best horror movie, in my opinion, right? And somebody disagrees. I think that's a more fun conversation.
So do I.
Just agreeing with everything I say. I think it's fun because then you can kind of nitpick, talk it through, maybe come to a mutual understanding of something, but that's only if the other person's kind of like open-minded for it, but you're on a great path.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I agree with you about 78. You're right. But yes, like this is all meant to be fun and have a good time. So I just wanted to get that because sometimes I'm like, nah, man, that sucks or whatever. And there's always people. There may be people that feel personally offended by that. Please don't be offended. I'm just one idiot. It doesn't matter what I think.
Nah,
I think 2018 is better.
Nobody should be offended.
Dude, okay. I'm gonna touch on this really fast. So I remember when the 2018 one came out, there was a lot of hype. I watched it. I wasn't disappointed, but it just didn't scratch that itch that I had. Now, upon multiple rewatches, it is up there for me now. It's
one of the best horror movies made in the last several years.
Second or third favorite for me because
I love 20
for the Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I love it.
Which that's a very controversial thing to say because I love the Rob Zombie Halloween movie, but the 2018's up there.
Yeah, I love 2018. I painted my own custom mask for that. Like I got super excited and into it, and it was a great movie. And hearing that soundtrack booming in the theater, so great, so fun.
Man.
Anyway,
that one technically holds the record for movie that I've watched most in theaters. I saw that one 4 times in the theater.
Wow, I think I saw 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Endgame's still up there, or I think it was Endgame. That was 3 times for me. But also, really quick, I'm so sorry. Rachel just got me the 78 Michael Myers deluxe set from Sideshow. So like we opened that up. What was it? Last night? I think it was last night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
And that, and I'll make this fast. I'm sorry. so a lot of us, we buy things that we like and that we love and whatnot. I forget sometimes, because this is a franchise that I hold like near and dear to my heart, and it's kind of silly that I've kind of put off purchasing it for so long. Like getting that in hand, it was like that giddy childlike feeling. I was like, I need to capture this every single time now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I've been looking at that. I mean, Spotch has been kind of nudging me towards looking to pick that up because I have the Tots, the Tots version of it. So, yeah, maybe one day. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's an amazing pickup.
It is. So, do you guys want to get started on? Let's get started looking at some of these pictures.
Yeah. Let's get started.
All right. Let's get started. I should have probably done this a long time ago. Share screen, window. Here we go. All right, guys. So the first thing we are going to be talking about is just your quick thoughts about this InART Superman. So my quick thoughts are the head sculpt outshines the suit for me. I really do love the head sculpt of this, especially the angry one. The angry one just blows Hot Toys out of the water for me. Let's see this one right here. That is insane. With the super, I can't believe that I went back and I looked at the Hot Toys one. I think I might have a picture of it on here, and I went back and I actually thought that the Hot Toys one looked really good. It does, but this is just a different level. And I just want to get y'all's quick thoughts on it. We'll go just straight down the line. We'll start off with Daniel. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts on this one?
With BVS being a rather controversial film, that aside, this is a really good looking figure. This is definitely going to be a cop for me, man, depending on how many get made. If it's not really like Joker level where everyone and their mother is after it, I might snag it. The cape looks beautiful. Some people have been complaining that the S is too small in the chest.
I thought so too, and then I looked back at it. It's not that bad.
I was supposed to say, it looks pretty accurate to, at least in my opinion, it looks more accurate to the Man of Steel look. But yeah, man, the angry expression looks incredible. I don't have too much more to say other than just every single figure that they've been releasing and teasing so far has been 10s out of 10. But I really want to know like how durable the suit is, because Superman is a character that you'd want to keep in like a flight pose or a dynamic pose, right? Because it's Superman. So how durable is the suit going to be? Can you leave it in, let's say different like a
poses,
aerial flight pose, difficult dynamic pose for long periods of time without ruining this? Probably. Did they give the price already for this one, or
I don't think so.
No. So let's just say $600-700 figure. I want to be able to make sure, because I love the way that, not trying to be weird, but the abs and the muscles look. Because
the suit.
I was about to say this and the Homelander are very similar in terms of like looks and texture of the suit. Right, where it shows the abs underneath it, but it almost has this like mesh material over it. This looks almost like a realistic shrunken down Henry Cavill to me.
Man.
Look,
here it is. The difference, man, is crazy.
I think what I think the problem is, man. I don't think it's the actual sculpt. I think it's the mouth. I think Hot Toys is this like, I don't want to say biting more biting more than they can chew off. That's what I was trying to say with mouth sculpts. But they just, anytime they do teeth, it just doesn't really come out well, in my opinion, with especially when it's like straight teeth. I don't know. Those are my thoughts on that one.
Okay, Austin, any thoughts?
It's gonna be the same as you guys. InART, they absolutely crushed it. Granted, it could be the lighting too. Man looks a little pale. Once again, could be lighting. This isn't a knock on InART either. This is just what I'm visually seeing right now, right? It doesn't take away from it at all. It just looks a little pale. But I like the fact that you put the Hot Toys next to the InART one. This
is somebody else's picture I just found.
Well, I'm glad you put it on here, because in my head I'm thinking back to what the Hot Toys look like. I was like, you know what? I remember it being amazing. But you can for sure see like the paint. And the Widow's Peak is a little bit more pronounced on the InART one. No, it looks great.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate the wrinkles in the forehead on the anger expression though.
Yeah.
Well, even the chin too. So like you can see the dimple and
right
creases in skin. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Mhm.
And they have that textured look again.
With the like the stubble a little bit, not a stubble, but like
pores.
Yeah, the pores.
Yeah, and they nailed that, and that's just what makes it like more lifelike.
Mm.
Yeah, looks great.
Do y'all think the cape's gonna have a wire in it or no?
Yeah, I think it is.
They would have to.
Right here, look, you can see it.
Oh,
Wait, can you imagine if InART crushes it on everything else, but just doesn't add like a $2 wire
right here? Yeah. You could.
I mean, speaking on that though, Austin, like they should though, right? They should add more than just a $2 wire. Like for me, I want to be able to, like for the Superman, I want to be able to hide the pole completely, which this looks like it's doing pretty damn well. And
that is amazing. Like right now, that's amazing.
And I
just noticed the pole actually.
Like I've noticed with my Mando, the Chrome Mando with the cape, like I can appreciate that the cape is bendy wire, but it's kind of hard to get it to almost look natural instead of just look like it's bunched up like in the wind.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. This right here, though, this is bringing back 2013 nostalgia for me, man. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've recently had a giant DC kick, and yeah, this is doing.
Also, quick shout out to Michael who's on here.
The
one who's just commenting. Yeah, that's collecting Nerd Zone from like Instagram.
Oh, what's up? Yeah.
Awesome collection, great collector. Like, him and I were actually just chatting right before I jumped on here. He's also another big gym goer. So like that's another thing that we get to like kind of bond over. But yeah. Fantastic guy. Great.
He's a good he's a good supporter, man. He is.
Also, my man looks so jacked right there, Superman.
Right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about his profile picture.
Michael's jacked too. But man.
It looks like you is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bit shorter, you know. I'm not gonna say how short, but yeah, we'll move on from here. But thank you.
And our figure definitely doesn't make you want to work out, though, doesn't it, Austin?
It does, bro.
Man,
it does. It's inspiration, right?
Maybe one day.
Mike, what are your thoughts on this one?
Completely agree with you guys. Just touch on the cape real quick. I think it's such a fantastic just attention to detail in this display because it's a digital cape in most of the shots in the film, and they are recreating that look of that digital cape, the way it just floated behind them. Mm-hmm. It's just beautiful. I think the proportions on the body are a little more accurate to Henry Cavill, a little more accurate to an actual human being's proportions. I think if you blew up the Hot Toys to a 6'1" man, I don't think it would look like a human being, in my opinion.
Not man.
I'm sorry, a Kryptonian.
I'm talking about Henry himself. I mean, the man's just.
Yes, he's definitely a hall pass. So
for you or the wife?
Both.
You're like either.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's incredible, and I'll say this personally, because somebody asked, I think it might have been one of your shows, like, do you want to get this like less because the DCEU is moving on to the DCU? I have kind of like a instant nostalgia for these characters, for this Holy Trinity. I don't care who you cast from here; they might be equal, but they'll never be better, in my opinion, than the actors who played these characters, the way they were portrayed. Now, they didn't maybe hit the heights we wanted them to hit in the fuller picture of the storytelling, but my God, these three actors, actually, you can even throw Aquaman in there maybe if you want, but I'll just stick with the Holy Trinity. They jumped off the page for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm still blown away by them, and knowing that we're definitely not getting Henry. We might get Gal again, but we're definitely not getting Henry. I'm just more nostalgic for this guy. My heart aches for him because he's a great dude, and his heart, he was Superman, he embodied the character. So this is a definite cop for me. But talking about the hair, like look at the layers of paint in that hair, the detail. Mm-hmm. It's again, we're comparing an older figure to a figure that's still in the future. So it's a little unfair to compare apples to oranges here. Yeah. But it's just an HD sculpt, man. It's just incredible. I think the proportions are better. The S I looked at this very closely. I still say it could be a hair bigger, but if they give us this, I'm not going to complain. That neutral sculpt
this one's good too.
It's really, I see what people are talking about when they complain about it, but I think it's so. I mean, if you look at your own head from different angles, it looks different, right? And so this is a weird over kind of. This is not a head on. In my opinion. So I don't know. I want to see this one in person, but I'm sold already. Here's another reason I'm sold. I got the Nightmare 2-pack, and that comes with a black suited Superman who never appears in the Nightmare scenes. He's wearing the red and blue. So I need this red and blue angry sculpt to pair with my Hot Toys Nightmare Batman. Or my InART Nightmare Batman if they ever release it.
Also,
that's not going to look crazy.
So 2 things.
It's my rant. Yeah.
I didn't give my copper drop. I completely forgot. This may be my cop for InART. This is it's a pretty good chance depending on that price.
Like if you were to choose one,
I was just wondering what y'all's thoughts were. I mean, of course you could say copper drop, but I put that in the poll too. I put like thoughts on the InART Superman, and I put like great, good, okay, and bad. So we already got like 14. Yeah.
Like,
if y'all
continue off what you said about like the Holy Trinity. I have instant nostalgia for them. Also, what makes that like a bit greater for me is the fact like we don't get to see these storylines finish.
I know.
That like he doesn't get his own solo movie. We don't get to see Man of Steel 2. We don't get to see the Trinity fighting against Darkseid. So
Darkseid coming to Earth.
Yeah, there's so much out there that like we honestly won't ever get to see now, and that just makes like my attachment to the characters by these actors and actresses so much more. Just because I agree. Feel like there's pieces missing that I just won't ever get.
Thank God we got the Snyder cut, and he got to kind of represent his vision to the world, and it's a great movie. But one last thing I want to say, Spotchka, you said. I think you said it might be like, 700. I kind of disagree. Look at the Batman. You can get that. You can pre-order that for like $380. Now this is this. Oh yeah. Non-rooted. So like this isn't rooted. So I would be surprised if this is. Remember, Superman doesn't really have many accessories. InART does not provide elaborate bases as of yet. So you're really looking at a pole, a head sculpt, and some hands. So I don't see how this can really even be over 5. Gandalf is 500 with all that rooted hair.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So I think this is going to be more affordable
after taxes shipping.
Yeah.
You think this is going to be 5?
After taxes and shipping, that's what I'm guessing.
Well, we do have another head sculpt too, as well.
Because Harry Potter, if I remember correctly, it's been a little while since I looked at it. That's rooted, and that was like $450, wasn't it?
There was a sculpted one though too.
Yeah.
The rooted is about 6 for Harry.
Was that what it was?
But we're talking. That's a totally different. I mean, again, they might wow us with some base in the future for this, but you got to factor in the base, all the things that Harry comes with. It's pretty insane. But I think this will be more.
No idea.
I'm not including shipping and taxes and all that stuff because that varies so much. I'm just talking about kind of the baseline price you can get it. But anyway. Sorry to take us down a tangent.
Nah, you're good. On this show, we have them all the time.
Every single week.
I know.
Tangents are where the fun is, right?
Yeah. Let's look through some of this chat. I know. So, guys, if in the chat, if I accidentally skip you, I'm so sorry. Like, I just cannot get down, like going, like all the way down, and my reading is terrible, especially over here. So if I miss your comment, I'm so sorry. 12-inch Moose Stream said all the failures, minor failures should be fixed. He's talking about on here. Yeah, if they get pointed that out, I'm pretty sure they'd probably fix them. Homie One Kenobi saying me drop my girlfriend cop. Peyton's in here. What is up, Peyton? How are you doing? Saying what's up, fellow collectors. We got Imby Dyson saying looks more grumpy than angry to me. I would display him at the neutral expression. Yeah, I feel like I saw this expression. I think it was in the nightmare scene, wasn't it? This was whenever he like grabbed his chest. Whenever Batman was like in the I think that's where I saw it. But
in the container.
Yeah.
I think that this particular sculpt is based off of the scene, and I could be wrong, but where they're outside, it's dark and it's raining, and he just
the resurrection.
Oh, okay.
he
Yeah.
shot some
I think so,
lightning at
too.
him.
I yes. Okay. I remember now.
It's
yeah.
the "Do You Bleed" scene, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Let's see. Michael's saying InART killed it on the angry head sculpt. Yeah, they did. You got Reverse Zeo saying got a cop only because they do BVS Batman and I have to pose them together after owning the Z Studios bat suit. I gotta say it would be nice to see an update to BVS Batman. Yes, it would. I would actually cop a BVS Batman because I really want a Hot Toys one. Boba saying I think the Superman looks good. However, something from InART, it feels below standard from the money they're asking. Want to be friggin' blown away by it, and I am not. Okay.
Sure.
We got
that.
yeah.
You know, that's kind of like an interesting thing too. Of like, did InART possibly set their base standard a little too high with that Joker? If Boba's feeling that way, you know, with Superman.
Yeah.
We'll have to see with the body quality and like the texture of the costume, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, or I would ask Boba, and this isn't a challenge or anything, but what else would you like to see with Superman? Is it just about the rooted hair, or he's limited in what you can provide as far as accessories and things like that. So is it the sculpt? Is it the body? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Okay. We got wow, that pole is so close. I guess it's like right. I guess he's saying right by his like on his back. Like where would you put the grabber? I guess you would say it's probably not even a grabber. It's probably something crazy. No one InART.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the great or the good or the bad on the sculpt, like that pole.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just.
Oh, the pole. I read it differently.
Oh, you're
okay.
good.
I meant
You're
the
good.
pole. I thought he meant like the flight pole.
No, that's why you have us on here.
Yeah, thank you. It's spelled pole too. So we had Ricky saying Superman cop. We have Jimmy in here. What is up saying standard will for sure be under 400. No standard as of yet has been over 400. Okay. Let me keep going with let's see the poll.
I totally read that and saw good in voice.
Wait, also
Jimmy McGill knows what's up, man.
MB Dyson says rooted chest hair.
Oh my god.
Henry does have his fair share of chest hair.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
So the thoughts on the InART. So we have great at 46% and good at 40%, and the okay and bad are at 6%. So I feel like some of the bads are kind of like my friends trolling probably if they're watching, but that's what I always kind of say.
It's those hot toy fanboys that everyone.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's someone who just bought that Nightmare 2-pack and they just like, the day before this was.
Yeah. I don't know. Whoever, if someone's just now buying the Nightmare 2-pack, they're getting a great deal because that 2-pack sells for cheap, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or fortunate, honestly.
I don't know because at my local replay, they had the 2-pack locally, and they had it for like $600.
Well, you know, that's a retail store and not someone trying to sell it secondhand rather quickly, right? I've seen those sell for like $300.
It sat there for like 4 or 5 months, and then it was gone like yesterday. So I was surprised.
I got mine for like $320. It was crazy. Yeah, it was a no-brainer. Hey man, you still got a good deal. It's a great set.
I don't care about that stuff. Yeah.
Did you upgrade your trench coat?
Huh?
I did, but I never used the upgrade one.
Yeah, dude. I picked up a third-party trench. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, I never used it though. I felt like it wasn't as wrinkly as the OG one that it came with. So and it didn't have wires in it, right? The third-party one.
Right. But they did. You're right though. If you bought the Nightmare Batman in the 2-pack, it was an updated trench coat anyway from the original release. So
yeah, I was like, dang, I shouldn't even buy it. Oh, okay. I do like the third-party one though. But we can go to the next topic. This one's very interesting because I feel this one a lot. Let's see. I was trying to do something cool so I can transition better, but it didn't work. But here is what I am talking about. So this is going to be which Batman are you going for? So which one of these? So we got Hot Toys right here on the left, and then we got InART right here on the right. Now these might be updated now, but these are a little bit older pictures, but we know what the newer ones kind of look like. I'll flip through a few of them so y'all can see. Look at that, man. That is just absolutely insane. So if you had to pick like right now which one you are getting, which one are you getting? So I'm gonna start off with let's see. We'll start off with Mike first. Which one would you get? Also, I am going to put a poll down there saying which one are you gonna go for, and let us know, Mike. Which one would you get?
All right. Well, first of all, what are the rules, Joey? Because there's two different ways to answer this. One could be bang for buck, and the other one could just be if price is no object. I got both figures to choose from. Which do I take home?
Which one would you go for?
All right now. So I would go. I think the InART's a better figure. However, I would go with what I went for, which was the Bat Signal and Batman pack. I just think you're getting way more for your money. You're getting great value. Although I think the head sculpt is definitely better with InART, I don't see myself displaying him with the head sculpt anyway. So unless I'm buying two figures, unfortunately that thing's like in the box, which is sad to say. But I love this cowl, so I'm going to be displaying him with this cowl. So for me, you get your base InART starting at $380. Okay, that's $380. For $380, you're getting the deluxe Hot Toys Batman with the squirrel suit, all the accessories, the dynamic base with LEDs in it. I mean, it's just a better bang for buck. So for me, it's the Hot Toys.
Yeah, that's same with me too. I really if I had to choose like right now, I think I might switch because I might actually do both. I do have the poll up and I put both. So I mean, if like you said, I mean, if I could afford it, I probably would get both. But if I had to choose, it's going to still be the Hot Toys one because, like you said, you do get a lot of stuff for the value, and like you said too, you're going to hide that hair a lot with the cowl on and everything. So unless you just want to have him like holding the cowl, I don't know if you can do that, but that's how I would pose it.
Let me ask you a question: has Hot Toys released their updated look yet? The updated hair. Is that what we're seeing on Sideshow?
Yeah, that's the updated hair. I believe it's this hair right here to the left is the updated one. I think it is. I'm not sure though.
Okay. All right. Looks a lot better than the original one. I think you're right. Yeah, the original one was much smoother. It was more like his Bruce Wayne look. Yeah.
But Austin, which one would you go for right now if you were gonna do this and you had to do it and you're like, I'm set on it?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, Mike explained it super, super well. If I'm just basing it off the figure itself, for sure, InART. I mean, that's... Yeah. I don't know if that's even like... If there's another answer for that.
You don't know if it's debatable at this point.
Yeah. I just think the InART figure overall is just... It's just better, right?
Yeah, we can admit it.
Now, it kind of brings up the other thing Mike said, is like... the price to quality and what you're getting from it all. The Hot Toys Deluxe set is freaking amazing. And if I had to choose, like, if it, with my own personal money, I'm probably going to go with the Hot Toys Deluxe set. I just think I'm getting a bit more bang for my buck. I'm not a big rooted hair fan. I'd have the cowl on anyway. Yeah, on the spot, those are my two answers, right? Which kind of defeats the question. So I'm sorry, but
that's hard. All right. No,
figure to figure InART. My own personal money. Which one am I getting? Hot Toys Deluxe.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I didn't mention this in my InART and my Joker review too. So now that you're saying rooted hair, so I got the Joker right here, and I don't know if any of you guys, whoever has this in the chat. I can smell it from here. Actually, the product on here, you can smell it big time. Like wow. I went to go grab it out of the case. Like I noticed it as I was doing the review too, but I didn't think it was that bad. And then I went to grab it out of the case, and you're usually used to smelling that new Hot Toys smell inside the Detox, things like that. it smelled just like this product. I don't know how to explain it, but it smells like hair product.
Well, man,
And from here-
maybe it's movie accurate, man. Maybe
Yeah, I
Joker's got a
guess.
lot of product in his
After.
hair. You know, he got to
Yeah.
get those tangles and those curls just
Yeah.
right. So it could just be movie accurate, you know.
I'm about to ask, man, does it smell like bullets and gunpowder and gasoline? And
No, it just smells like, I don't know. It just smells just, I don't know. I could
Just
literally
protect
smell
chaos.
it right here.
Just protecting the curls. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it got to smell to do that, then you know.
want to know how I got
I'll
this?
have it.
You want to know how I got this smell? Product.
Daniel,
Maybe it's
I
Maybelline, you know.
I think I kind of know where Daniel's gonna head with this one, but if you had to choose, which one are you getting right now?
Wait. Which one? Which way do you think he's gonna go with this, Joey?
I think he's gonna go InART, but now that I said that, he's probably gonna go a different way.
Okay, on that, you do this
McFarlane.
for me every week because I feel like I'm just an easy book to read sometimes with this, or maybe
Well,
behind
also think about how often we talk.
That's
you
so
know,
true because
yeah.
behind the scenes I'll hype up a figure, but you know, yeah, Joey's absolutely right. InART with this one, but the Hot Toys one's supposed to be dropping either this month or next month, according to Sage. I know delays could happen, but with as much as they've been releasing this year, I wouldn't put it past them to drop it relatively soon. Yeah, 100% with InART though. With this one, 100 like at least with the sculpt, and I'm not even talking about with the unmasked look. I'm just talking about the mouth look at least. If you can go back to that photo where he's just kind of like museum posed, it looks incredible.
Yeah, this looks
Just
right out the movie whenever he was at the funeral.
Yeah, and then just
Yeah.
the other one where he's just in the suit looks straight at the intro where he's taking out the goons, just like clowns. That's really sick.
Such an awesome scene.
Look at this.
You know, while I'm missing out on the bat signal going with the InART version, that's
Yeah.
okay because I would like to pick up the Charger Batmobile to put with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And even though the Hot Toys one looks really cool, we'll have to wait and see how long the InART one takes, because if it takes too long to release, I'll just say screw it. I'm gonna just go with the Hot Toys one, because at the end of the day, they look very eerily similar. I think you know, like more so than like a Joker InART versus a Hot Toys Joker. Like they're very different. You can spot the differences very easily. This one's a little bit harder to spot the differences, especially with the cowl on. But yeah, definitely an art with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have the poll running in here. We do have 15 votes on that. So we do have Hot Toys at 40%. Then we do have InART at 20%. And then none is at 33%. And both is at 6%. So that's very interesting to know that 33% of the people, 30% of the people said none.
Well,
So-
he's not super well received.
I thought everybody really
My
liked
favorite
it.
Batman.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe that's you.
I've
Maybe
seen a
that's
lot
you,
of negative
Austin.
comments.
Oh man.
I like him. I like him.
he's a great
Yeah,
Batman.
he's cool. He's cool. I like him too.
I like him. I'm into it. Different take. I like it.
Mhm.
And partially, I feel like it's due to maybe because Gotham City. I like Gotham City to look. I like the Gotham City to look like the word Halloween. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's less like Toronto,
Danny,
more like
Did
Or
we have this
Chicago.
conversation? Because like
Chicago.
I think that's one of the things like that this movie nailed that we haven't really had since like Tim Burton is like I always think Gotham as like a character within itself, and I love the Nolan trilogy. The trilogy is fantastic and whatnot. But Gotham was nailed so perfectly in the Batman. It was dark, gloomy, depressing. Every single scene it was in.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Rainy,
thing-
like, it was depressing to see the city as it was, which just makes me feel like it was Gotham.
Oh, 100%.
I agree.
So
It
they
felt like it
nailed
was
that
like
atmosphere.
it felt like it was in the past, but it also was in the future as well. I liked
Right.
that aspect a lot. I was like, dang, this movie's set a little bit, far back, but then you see the cars and you're like, hold on, wait a minute, this is like the future. I got that vibe from it, honestly.
The only thing scarier than Batman in that movie is Gotham City. Like it feels like New York City, but in like Blade Runner 2049, but if Blade Runner 2049 got overrun by The Walking Dead or something, so like it looks great, man.
They establish it right in the opening too. As he's
Yeah.
reading from his diary and just
Oh man, I want to watch that movie again now that y'all are talking about it.
And of course, setting it at Halloween was brilliant too.
It was.
Yeah.
Jimmy said 100% the InART. It's not even close. Okay, interesting.
One of his comments I'm reading in Saul Goodman's voice. It's so funny.
I always liked. Okay, so I like Jimmy being in here because I like his comments. He doesn't falter from what he believes, and I love it.
I like his law work. He's a good lawyer. He's a really good lawyer.
If you guys can hear Sophia, I'm sorry, she is snoring so loud.
Her snore. That's peaceful.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Obi-Wan Kenobi said none. But if it was a Obi-Wan, I bet that would get his attention. I pre-ordered the 12-inch machine, saying he pre-ordered the Hot Toys Deluxe. So did I. Daniel, have y'all seen the InART cow though? It's unreal. I don't plan on displaying the head sculpt too, which is why I got the standard. Yeah.
I can see that.
Let's see if I had a little up close. Yeah, right here you could see all the texture and all the just little scratches in here as well. That is amazing to me. You can even see the stitching going across. Crazy.
I'm not usually one to like put certain lightings in the display cases, right? Because usually I'll just go with white, right, or like a cool yellow or whatever. For this one, I would opt to say do red lighting and see how it looks, dude. Like, dude. That's
so can you imagine like a standout like my DTOF wall, right? With the Batman in the middle and just that one portion of it that the light red, yeah.
Oh, I have that. I did that. I did that on I have a video on how I did that in the detail. I'm gonna show you later. Shaking your head.
I don't know if you guys have seen the McFarlane. He redid the Jim Lee poster for this film in a statue form, and it's black with like red paint.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That look on this figure, like you said, just reminded me. If you light this with a red key light spotlight, oh my god.
Dude. So what I did is you know how these have like diffusers on them. The DTOFs have diffusers. I put a red diffuser on it, and it made everything red. So I like that.
It'd also be cool to put a flare in his hand too with the red lighting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
We got Jimmy saying Hot Toys will be like $30 cheaper than InART. For superior quality, you pay the extra $30. Yes. And then we got Graham Cracker. It has become a guilty pleasure of mine. Looking at videos of these figures when I know I can't afford them. I am the same way, especially with statues.
All of us, brother. All of us.
Dude, you're describing my childhood, bro. So
I know.
Gotta pick and choose.
Yeah. So Nick said I didn't really like Gotham and the Batman. I may be biased, though I love NYC, and Gotham in the movie was literally just NYC renamed to Gotham.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair though, Nick, because as somebody who doesn't live in New York, we're like, wow, that looks dingy and cool, and you're like,
yep.
I love New York. New York's cool.
I live in a very different area than.
Oh yeah, you live in the middle of nowhere.
Good to see you, Yomo.
I'm in a bubble.
That's according to Cooper. Sorry, I had to say that for Cooper.
Yeah, don't listen. He's a
King Cooper.
Yomo, what is up? I'm glad you'd see you here. That's fine. You're late. That's totally fine.
How dare
so
you,
should
Yomo.
we? So we're gonna go to the next topic of discussion. Let's see if I can do this right. Let's see if it works. There we go. Okay, that was way easier. Yes. All right. So we got Hot Toys versus InART. This might be a little longer segment, but you can just be as brief or as long as you want. We do not care. Oh wait, did I end the poll? I did end the poll, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Hot Toys versus InART. So this is what I'm gonna ask, and it might be a silly question to you guys, but it could stem off to something else. Do you guys think that InART is going to be able to compete with Hot Toys' volume of figures in the long run? So let's say 5 to 10 years from now, do you think they'll be at least close to Hot Toys and the quality? So Austin, so you have your hand up. You go first.
I'll start off. So I'll start off with I don't really care.
I don't either, but it's a fun topic.
So I do care, but I don't really care who lies where.
Yeah.
But like in the end, this is just the best for us collectors, right? Hot Toys has done something great for our community and our collections, right? And it's been fantastic. But competition is good. You know, it drives fair market prices and it yields better quality products, right? That's what competition does. And in the end, we all benefit from that. Now, in 5 to 10 years, where I think InART will reach the market share that Hot Toys has, no, not at all.
Mhm.
Hot Toys is pretty synonymous with 6 scale within itself, right? When new collectors come in, they think all 6 scale figures are Hot Toys or whatnot, right? Or at least I did. I when I jumped into this, I just had no idea, and I thought everything was kind of the same.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna reach the volume.
Mhm.
Now, quality though, that's a completely different topic.
Because they're already there.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I've never seen InART in hand or anything else like that, but I think there are any pushing past Hot Toys right now, which is good for us, right? For the people who are loving InART, that's an amazing thing. It's higher end products for them, better collectibles, they're happier, right? Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But even if you're just a Hot Toys fan, right, for whatever reason you're choosing one or the other to side with, it's good for you too, because that's going to drive Hot Toys be more innovative and improve their quality as well.
They're already doing it
with the
yeah.
competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, volume wise, no. Quality, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Or totally... market share within our community, no. Quality, yes.
Yeah, of course.
This is, you know, the licenses is a big deal, man. And like the expiration of those licenses, I don't know the timelines of those. I don't think any of that's public. I just don't think it's going to happen in 5 to 10 years.
I saw a comment in here. This one is very important. This one right here is mainly the main thing. Yeah, I hope InART just gets U.S. distribution so it's easier to order. That is kind of where. So I did this not to like say you got to pick one over the other. I kind of did it to spark a little conversation between the chat and everybody. It's just something very interesting because we didn't have this a year or 2 years ago, I guess you could say. We never had. Hot Toys was just it, but now you have options, which is really, really cool. I think that's amazing.
Don't forget Star Ace. Star Ace was amazing.
Star Ace too. And So Toys and
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. But Mike, what do you think about it? Like just overall, I mean, if you
Well, so you guys touched on most of what I was going to say.
Yeah,
distribution and licenses. Those are 2 huge things. But also, another important factor is what does InART want to be? Not everybody wants to be the biggest as far as volume. They might want to be, hey, we're an offshoot of another company, because they still are associated with Queen Studios, I believe. So perhaps they just want to be this smaller specialty. When you're smaller, you can do things, and you're a lot more flexible. When you're producing less, you can do a lot more production wise than somebody that's got to produce thousands more figures a year, or even thousands more of a particular figure in general. So if they can keep maybe a business plan that they have, which is like, I know we've imparted the word premium on them. I don't think they've ever said premium themselves, but maybe their plan is to produce less at a higher quality amongst the way the community sees it, and charge
quality
more
over quantity, right?
Yeah, maybe they want to be this smaller company that produces fewer figures, but they're the art house figures. They're like the really high end. Well, because you see that in the statue world. I mean, not like Diamond Select is wonderful. Not everybody wants to be Diamond Select, right? Some of them just want to produce 200 statues, and that's it. They're a lot more expensive. Both companies can be enormously successful without having the same business plan or model. So I don't know what InART wants to do. But if they wanted to be Hot Toys, my answer is no. They can't do it within a few years. I mean, it would take a very long time licensing and worldwide distribution. So
then you'd also have to talk about would that ramp up of market share decrease quality, right?
Sure.
Scaling production is huge.
Yes.
Right? And actually getting that nailed correctly, and outside of just like manufacturing these things and creating them, right? Would the quality decrease as that production scales up? And I don't know. And for most companies, right, the scaling portion of the business, that's crucial. That can be make or break. If you scale it too quickly, most companies actually fall under, or they need outside investors come in. Luckily, InART's a subsidiary of Queen Studios, so they do have a pretty
background.
Pretty lucrative parent company.
But it also means that their survival, like in other words, they've got mommy and daddy to help keep them afloat in a way that some other companies don't, right? So they can afford to keep, they can afford to have one figure barely out in all this amount of time. But most companies would have like probably caved by now, So.
Very true. Very, very true. Daniel, what are you feeling?
Yeah, man. I mean, Mike kind of hit a really good point on the time span that they're going to have to even. I mean, they're doing a good job, I think, with sparking conversation. Distribution is a big thing, especially for me, right? We talked about a few minutes ago how I said InART for the Batman, right? Well, InART get better about getting to the US, and I would want to go with you, right? So, and I feel like that'd be for a lot of other collectors too, because when it comes down to it, it seems like collectors are almost favoring some of the sculpts that we've been getting from InART. They're liking the potential that we're seeing, right?
Yeah.
But InART is going to have to, it'll be like probably 2035 before they're a big household name like Hot Toys. Like, Austin was talking about earlier how some people confuse 1/6 scale figures, all of them, for being Hot Toys. Replay Toys is another one of those people, right? They'll list, like they just got the Rambo figure in from the Stallone shop.
3-0
or 3-0. They called that a hot toy. I was like, that's not a hot toy. Yeah. So the misconception of every figure like that being a hot toy is kind of a compliment to Hot Toys, right? Because they have that reputation. And with the amount of competition that there is now, it'll be interesting to see in the next 10, 15 years, like how many companies are out and how many of those companies are actual A, sticking around, and B, are reputable, right? Like I'm interested to see personally where So Toys is in the next 5, 6, 7 years or so.
Me too.
They've been releasing pretty solid content. Also 3-0. 3-0's been killing it with the Transformers figures, and I'm a fan of their Walking Dead line, and
Breaking Bad too.
Breaking Bad,
but and 3-0. Those are all licensed figures, though, right?
So So isn't, but there's been a lot of talks about So possibly getting licenses in the future. Now, very selfishly, actually, I don't want that to happen, but that's another tangent. I like
it happens. Like we saw Yost, get a Warner Brothers license, right? So from Jazz Inc., like
which fantastic testament to the company and the quality of their work, right?
Oh yeah,
but. As a collector, I do like my cheaper third-party figures. So
that's true too.
Here's another question I have for you guys, though, because I know this is true for myself. I do enjoy ordering from a company based in the U.S. that I can call on the phone, that I can say, "Hey, this is broken. This arrived like X, Y, or Z." The customer service that I can get from a company that has distribution in the United States, for me, does have value, and I would be surprised if that's not a large part of the community also feels that way.
Oh yeah, this is huge. I mean, I think this gets brought up with the topic of like what retailer should a person purchase their figures from, right? In the end, you can probably get cheaper retailers versus Sideshow, but the thing with Sideshow is you're covered no matter what, right?
Oh yeah,
they're great.
If you have a tiny nick on a suit, a little blemish on a head sculpt, issues in transit, honestly, pretty much anything. Luckily, I've never had an issue, but the sentiment from the community is they will cover you regardless. I've had friends who had a little tiny snag on a suit, which wouldn't bother me, but it would bother them, which is very fair because you're spending the money on a figure. You want it to be flawless. Completely fine. And Sideshow sent a new body, and I've seen this several times, and let them keep the other body.
That's crazy.
Which is absurd. So like, it's kind of like the Amazon.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like the Amazon.
Yep.
For me, I may find a product on another site for $5 or $10 cheaper, but if I'm spending $200, $300, $400, $500, you know what? Maybe I'll actually spend an extra $10 to have guaranteed.
Peace of mind.
No, I'm willing to bet you'll spend an extra 50 if you needed to. So
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Dude, it took me 3 R2s to get one that I was happy with. Like,
Oh wow.
one arrived busted. The other one arrived in a busted box that had been retaped. Now this doesn't bode well for Sideshow, but retaped is like normal tape, right? You can see it's been open.
right.
And I called them up. They were super cool about it. Sent me my 3rd R2, and it's great.
Yeah.
If I had those issues with a Hong Kong reseller, it's not going to happen. So
And if it
I
does,
do value
you're
the piece
possibly
of
going to
mind.
have to pay to ship that figure back to them and pay shipping of a new figure.
And wait months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So honestly, you just got to weigh your options. And luckily, we all have options on where to buy, right? You're not limited on just one thing. But all these retailers have their pros or cons, right? Sideshow may be slower than some.
Yeah. But we're lucky to be in North America because of that reason. I mean, if you're a European, this conversation's irrelevant. Everything you're ordering is overseas.
Well, then unfortunately, with our friends like in Europe and whatnot, they then have to pay taxes. Like those tax fees that they get drilled with is absurd. You know, for every like 3 or 4 figures they buy, those taxes, I can essentially buy another figure.
It's crazy.
For those import fees, I think it is.
VAT tax,
Yeah.
Value added. Yep.
Joey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you just recently got your InART Joker.
Yeah.
How is the body? Because there's a shit ton of reviews of this InART Joker, but like, bro to bro, how is the body compared to a Hodgeway body?
I think it's good. On my jail cell scene one, the joint on the arm is so tight that it's like squealing when I pull it, like forward, like put his hand like that. It's like literally like that's how like tight it is. But I don't. I kind of on it, brother.
Better than loose. Better than loose. I guess.
Yeah. I could say that. And then like the right here in this one, whenever I was taking out the peg for the magnet, there's like a separate part right here where there's like you can, I guess, take the other I don't know how to explain it, but
the forearm for the sleeve.
Yeah, the forearm for the sleeve. Yeah. And so it came off in here, and it was just so hard to put back together because you couldn't do it because the cloth would get caught in that magnet and it wouldn't go up all the way. Like it would get caught in between the forearm and the rest of the arm. So I was kind of annoyed with that, but then I found a way, and it wasn't too bad. But the body quality is good. I would say they need to make a better way to get the head sculpts on there better. But those are kind of my only complaints.
Wait, it's not a magnet attached?
The head sculpt is? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But the cloth, he has a tie, so the cloth keeps getting pushed in between the head sculpt and the magnet part. So it's hard to get that magnet from catching the collar.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing that you reminded me of, Spashka, is like the body. I have a question about the body as well. How do they achieve that sort of hunchback? Is it with padding? Is it actually the physical way the body's molded?
I'm feeling it's the way the body is. Because I feel a big hump right here.
So but is that like stuffing or padding, or is it the actual plastic body?
It's the body. There's no padding.
That's pretty cool.
I would have assumed it would just been padding.
But there's no padding
for them on the body.
Yeah, I don't feel
anything.
Joey,
I can't wait.
On the shoulders I do, but not on the neck.
I can't wait to see you in September because I finally get to see, like, actually in hand see an InART figure. Mm-hmm. So that may change some opinions, which is very fair and valid, Mm-hmm. But I also get to finally see like a rooted haired figure in person, which I never got to see. So I'm very curious to see what that's
like. I haven't either, dude.
Yeah. Trust me. And then you look at the Doomsday revealer that I have. Mm-hmm. Oh, that one's bad. The rooted hair on that one's bad. I'm
excited because I've seen pictures. Yeah. Pictures do look great, but not everything translates 100% from like in hand product to a picture online.
This one is even better. This one's better than the pictures, I believe.
Fantastic.
So, that's what I've heard.
Reaction, Austin. We're gonna have like seeing it at the same time, so it's gonna be crazy. We're like, man, because you're right. You've seen a picture of rooted hair, especially a rooted hair figure like Chewbacca, for example, right? This right here looks completely different than how it looks in person. So, and that's gonna have to either deter our judgment or benefit our judgment for or against rooted figures. So I'm excited, Joey.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
You guys last week. Oh, sorry, Joey.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going. No,
you guys compared. You guys kind of talked about the Hot Toys Joker last week.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask a quick question about that. For those of you who have any of you pre-ordered the Catwoman?
No.
Okay. All right. Just because to me that seems like a clash of technology there. So it seems like this is their artisan, like new hair, and is she gonna look dull like with that old school kind of hair? I just don't know how they're gonna look together. Luckily Bane doesn't have hair, Batman doesn't have hair, so that's not an issue when you're displaying them together. But her and him together, it might look like, why does she look like a Barbie and his looks really cool?
Yeah, I forgot that it even came with rooted hair. Honestly, I would have to look back at the pictures and see what it looked like. But,
I completely forgot that figure was coming out, brother.
I think a lot of people got overshadowed.
Yeah.
Delayed.
So I still smell this product on this Joker. But the same question.
The curls, baby. The curls.
We got 84% saying no about the InART versus Hot Toy, and then yes is at 15%. So we're all kind of in agreement with that, of course. Let me read through just a couple comments, and then we're gonna go through the halftime, not really, but a little towards. Not the end of the show, but we're going to get through that. So someone said, I lost it now. Someone said, oh, here we go. When we first started, I forgot who said that. Let's see. Oh, well, I can't find it. But Jimmy saying they won't catch them in a volume. That's totally okay. I'll take 20 great InArts than 60 meh Hot Toys. Yeah.
His name kills me every time. I can't.
Dude, I love it. I love his comments.
I can't stop thinking of. I'm doing it in my hearing in my head.
We got Brick in here. What is up, Brick? How are you doing? Good to see you. Miami is in here as well, and then we also do have Beskar Kid. What is up? I'm glad to see you are in here too. Less is more for me, so maybe that's why I prefer InArt. If you only if only they had a Disney license as well, that'd be a good one to have. We got Jamie Tan in here. What's up? Let's see who else came in here. I guess that's for the newer people. I know you guys are talking in the chat, but I can't really get through all of them right now. I'll learn how to do that one day though. But I do want to go to the next thing. I'm really excited for this one because this is something that I don't really tell anybody before what it's going to be. So we're going to do the episode of, let's see, here it is. So this is this or that. So we're going to actually take this off. So this or that is something that I do here kind of just to break everything up and talk about something else real quick. So we're going to do Mike and chat. You guys, some of you might not know, and Mike might not know either. So this is just if someone was to hand you a figure for free, they had two of them here, and they're like, you get one for free, but you can never get the other one. Okay? So you got to choose between these two right now. Also, chat, I am going to put this in the poll. Y'all can play this as well, but we'll go with you first, Mike. What would you pick, this or that?
You don't get to see the figures though. So just
who am I choosing, Austin or Spotchka?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
oh, thank y'all for telling me that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Hey, that gives you a little bit less time to think about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going with the 5-0 first, but yeah,
okay.
Easy.
5-0 first it is then. So, Austin, which one would you pick?
Okay, I know what you're going to say when I say what I'm about to say. I have the Remnant Trooper, and he is fantastic. I already know. Joey. But I'd go with the 5-0 first.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I just have more sentiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What about you, Daniel? I'm sure this is going to be different than everybody.
Oh, you already know, because I got to be that guy. I'm gonna go with that. At some point, I used to have Remnant Trooper, and he's a sick figure, especially if you're a big Battlefront player. He looks exactly like Stormtrooper would on Tatooine when you're getting shot at by rebels. So, and you guys know me, I'm a fan of the other 501st figure. So we won't even get started about that can of worms. But you know, I don't mind that one. But the Remnant Trooper, I think, is such a special look, at least for a Stormtrooper, because they don't do very many like Stormtroopers like this. They often do like rose gold or chrome looking Stormtroopers versus just battle damage like war ready Stormtroopers. And yes, this is from Mandalorian, but dude, you could honestly get like 7 of these and just use it for like a Scarif battle or like a Tatooine battle or whatever you wanted for it, man. Looks awesome.
I actually gave my Remnant Trooper away to Insane One. I did the giveaway.
I forgot.
Yeah. I didn't have much troopers, so I was like, you know, this would be a good opportunity for a nice giveaway for the 1,000 subscribers, and I haven't done a giveaway yet. I still need to do that. So, but I'd pick 501st too, just because I have Dark Side Anakin, and I'd like to have at least just buy one more so I can have 2. But yeah, I'm trying to make these hard, but sometimes I don't hit the money. But let's go to the next one. So we got Qui-Gon and we got Jango Fett.
Speaking of hard, dude, Jesus.
So here we go. Austin, which one are you picking?
This one's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Next one I think might be a little bit harder. I'm not sure though. Oh wait, hold on. I did not wait. I did not end the poll on that last one. So it's at 100% for the 501st. So there's that. And I'll do a poll for this one as well. Sorry, Austin.
It's okay. It gives me time to think.
Try to be fast so you couldn't.
This is a hard one. Okay, while you're doing that, let me know when to shut up. But I think with Jango, it could be a more fun figure because you can do so much more with it. I'm not one of those people who reposes figures often. I'm pretty boring. They just sit there in their locked cages, honestly. But Qui-Gon is... I have both of these, and they're both great.
I messed up the poll. Hold on.
You know what? I'm just gonna shop. I'm just gonna choose this and then be forever dissatisfied because I'm indecisive as a person.
You're gonna put this over Jango?
Saying goodbye to Jango forever.
Yeah, just going with this.
Man. All right. Polls in there now. The correct polls in there now, guys. Let's see. Daniel, which one are you picking? I know you and also Mike, if you have the figure, just act like you don't have the figure at all.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already right there.
So yeah.
I think I have Jango.
Yeah.
I'm
Jango Fett, and I was gonna say the best. I was about to say some catchy like best bounty hunter in the galaxy, but I think it's Cad Bane. Anyway, I'm gonna go with that.
Absolutely, Cad Bane.
They didn't clone Cad Bane, all right? You say the Kaminoans don't know what they're doing? They chose Jango for a reason.
Whatever Fett's paying you will match. Come on, brother. You can't tell me that voice isn't awesome.
Hell yeah.
Honestly,
I'm just saying, Cad's stood toe-to-toe with a couple Jedi at the same time. Jango had little issues with a young Obi.
I'm exactly with Austin there. I agree with that because there's a lot of, especially in the comics, right? With Jango Fett, the video games, and the books. There's just a lot more there, I think, to appreciate, especially figure-wise, Jango Fett. And Qui-Gon's a great figure. The only thing going down for me is the hair. I think that's definitely one of those figures you would need a rooted hair figure for.
I wish I would have got Qui-Gon. I wish I would have got both these, actually.
He's a good-looking figure.
I'll sell them to you, Joey.
Okay.
Well, you get rid of your Qui-Gon, Austin.
when money starts getting pulled out, then I'm just like, I don't know.
I don't know. I need to get rid of
Mike, have you decided? You had a little time.
Yeah, my decision was instant.
It was? Okay.
I love Liam Neeson in this role. I freaking love Qui-Gon. He's one of my favorite characters ever, but my answer is that.
Okay.
Django just fits my collection better. And he's one of those, to me, surprise figures. Like, you might not think there's all that much to him. You open him up, you start posing him, and you put that flame effect in it.
Yeah.
And you just imagine him on like Geonosis, and like now we've got the Mace figure coming out, and dude, it's just going to be great. I mean, I can't wait to set that all up. And I have Django. I love him. Unfortunately, sorry, Qui-Gon, I'm going with that.
I got a question for you, Mike. Are you going to have his head cut off, or?
So I was thinking about that. But my answer is no, because the head's cut off. There's like less I could do with the figure. So I kind of want him like firing away that scene where they're running towards each other, because I can have Mace in a cooler pose too.
It's true. But on that note, brother, as an artist, I like when people have that thought of less to do, because in my vision, with my creative brain, when you have less to do, it gives you more to do, right? So if you ever, because we like to, I don't know if you like to switch up your poses often or not, but
yeah,
if you do, if he's getting his head cut, not to be morbid or anything, guys,
he could be on one knee, falling.
Yeah, especially give him like almost like that's a challenge to make his body almost look lifeless, right? Like he did in the films.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. One of the joys of posing is to make the body look like it has life. So it's interesting posing a dead or dying character looking like they are lifeless, but gravity is taking hold. Yeah, I agree.
100%, man. Not to be morbid, everybody, but yeah.
No. Listen, people get their heads chopped off in Star Wars. It's a thing. Yeah. It's a trope. More so arms, but definitely decapitation.
Yeah. Mostly arms, yeah. But
okay, we got 10 votes actually on this one. So this is going to be this got 69%, and that actually got 30%.
Guys, it's not about who's correct and who's not based off of
yeah,
it's really not. But I'm just gonna leave it out there for
that's
you.
That's actually a surprise. That was a surprising one.
Wait, what was the number again, Joey?
So we had
6 people chose Qui-Gon, 4 people chose Django, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
In the chat. Yeah. So I mean, like I'm in the winning side, but that's okay. This is all fun, guys. I'm just right.
All right, guys. So this is the last one. I usually do 3 of these, and here this one might be a little harder. I don't know, because I'm not a big OT fan, but boom. So you got these 2 right here. I think that Evil Sneaker actually gave me this idea to do these 2. So I'm gonna put the poll up. If I had to choose myself, I would do probably. I like Han a lot better. Han looks good. So I'll pick that. But let's see. I'm gonna go with Daniel first.
Yeah, dude, I'm agreeing with you 100% on that. That Han Solo head sculpt, in my opinion, is probably the best Han Solo sculpt that they've done. Like, besides like likeness to Harrison Ford, just in terms of the character, I've seen some people put that one on their A New Hope Han, and I think it looks great. And then if you just put the helmet on this one, there you go, you have a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think one of our first copper drops, I'm not a huge fan of that Farm Boy Luke head sculpt. I just don't think it looks like Mark Hamill. I don't think it is. I just think it needs some retool. Given, look, it says 2015, so it's been a long time. So maybe we'll get some 2.0s of this. I highly doubt it, but
they look good though, man. They do. Even though it's just a head sculpt on a trooper body, they just look great. I think they do.
They look really good together though, but I'm definitely gonna go with that.
Okay. All right.
What about you, Austin?
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah. Pretty much, Danny. You said exactly what I'm talking. I'm gonna say I'm going with that. Little difficult, but kind of easy, because when I see Han Solo like the stormtrooper, I just think of him sitting at the little command center, and he's like, "We're fine, everything's fine. How are you?"
How are you?
Exactly the face. Yep.
Man, that. I love
and then
it.
He shoots it, and he's like, boring conversation anyway.
Yeah, boring conversation anyway. Chilling.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
that is actually my favorite scene in Star Wars, like in the original trilogy. That is my favorite scene. So.
Oh, it's
wow. Yeah.
It's just because it's like one of those perfect comedic timing from Harrison Ford. So.
It is quintessential old school Star Wars humor.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. It's perfect.
So Mike, which one are you picking?
Yeah, I'm going with that. You know, if they were both standing there and took their helmets off, and I didn't know who was who, Mark Hamill could be a stormtrooper here, right? But there's so much character in what they've chosen to do. with the Han Solo portrait here. So for me, it's an easy bet.
Do you think these are different bodies or the same body? I don't know.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I don't.
Is
it looks
he
like
shorter?
Wait,
yeah. Did they use a shorter body? I'm wondering.
I think they're the same, right? I guarantee you, Beskar Kid, you're in the chat. You will let us know.
This one looks more yellow. Luke's looks more yellow to me, but it could just be the picture. I don't know.
I mean, in terms of movie accuracy, Luke is supposed to be shorter because Leia says to him, "Aren't you a little short for a storm?"
So,
oh yeah,
Daniel and the
absolutely,
chat says
but
they're different bodies. I guess it's
they are.
Beskar Kid.
Because I was going to say it'd be a missed opportunity to not have Luke be shorter.
Yeah, that'd be a massive fail, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
By the way, did we all try to go for these when they went up on the sideshow factory warehouse find? Yeah, I got shut out hard. Yeah,
me too. I tried to be there quick.
So late to those, I don't ever try.
I think with this one, I was literally asleep, and then I woke up thinking it was live, and I went and I was like trying to hurry up and do it, but it had already ended like 3 hours ago. Of course, Beskar Kid's gonna save this from the last poll. But it looks like he's saying for that it's that for him. We got Mad Planet saying this. We got Homie Wan saying this. Yomo that. Payton is that. Brick is that. And now let's look at the poll real quick though. That's where it all is. So this is 10 votes. That is at 70%, and this is at 30%. Oh, it went down right at the last second. 30%. Oh, it still says 69 and 30%. What the heck? That's weird. But maybe
how many people voted?
10 people.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's weird. It says 69 and 30%. I guess it heard Beskar Kid like that, so it just kept it like that.
It's secretly rigged by Beskar Kid. That's a spoiler alert.
I know. He's wild. This one might be a quick one, so let's add this back. So is this one? We finally get kind of a copper drop. So with this Wonder Woman with the rooted hair, is this one going to be a copper or drop for you guys? This is the Warner Brothers 100 wool hair, everything. And then I do have another question right after y'all's answer. So I do have this poll down in the chat. Mike, is this going to be a cop for you? I know you like DC.
Look, this is a drop for me.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sold on the hair. And I'm also just not a Wonder Woman collector. I'm really Star Wars and Batman. Like I said, Superman snuck his way in there. But
that's right.
I love Henry, but I can skip this one easily. But I think she looks great. I'm not, like I said, sold on the rooted yet, but otherwise pretty good.
Yeah, the rooted on this one is a little questionable because of the abrupt hairline on it as well. Let's see. Oh, and Beskar Kid said the last one is different bodies, so it's different bodies for Luke and Han. But yeah, see that hairline? I know Collecting Weekly kind of pointed it out. I can't zoom in on here, but the hairline doesn't look natural, as you can see right here where it starts. Like with the Joker, you can see on here how natural it flows. If I can get it to zoom, how natural it flows into the scalp. So with this one, it's just like boom, it's already starting with hair. So
it's like wig versus like implanted into the
Yeah, so this would be a drop for me as well. But Austin, what do you think about this one?
I'm always so amazed when people catch those little details like the hairline.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just like a super casual, like average collector, whatnot. I don't always notice those little things until someone points it out. So, but this would be a drop for me. Granted, I don't love the hair. I don't love the sculpt. It's good. I just don't love it. But this outfit is amazing.
Look at that base too. The base. Oh wait, you can't really see it, but the base just looks really good. Let's see if I can get it more. There it is. Look at that. The gold going up all around right here. Just looks awesome.
That's a cool pose too. Yeah, I love the outfit. That's fantastic. But this wouldn't be my first Wonder Woman pick. So this would be a drop. Okay. Looks good. Looks good.
It does. It does.
The quality wouldn't warrant the price for me right now, or at least the decision for it right now.
I love that seamless look, though. She's just like a statue, man.
Right here, it looks like a statue. Yeah.
Also, those colors pop so much.
Yeah, they do. They do.
The
Especially
paint deco is so good on it. Yeah.
Daniel, what do you think? Copper drop.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Mike and Austin on this one. I'm not a giant Wonder Woman fan. I love Gal Gadot.
I love Wonder Woman.
She does great in the performance and the role, but I think the actual character and the figure itself, not a big fan of the Barbie looking hair. Also, it seems to me like with every single one of these Gal Gadot portraits, it's the same portrait. It's the same look. It's the same look where she's looking to the side. Give me like, it's Wonder Woman. Give me like almost like a badass like Amazon ready fight pose. You know, like I want
like a fierce expression.
Yeah,
like exactly a fierce expression, or like a lasso of truth, like, you know, throwing face or something.
This one doesn't even have rolling eyeballs.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do something like that instead of just making her look. Yeah, exactly. Make her a bad bitch. So, yeah, man, this is definitely a drop for me, though. I'm kind of with Mike. Star Wars mainly, but Batman, Superman collector.
Yeah.
Wait, Joey. Before you do yours, I'm so sorry. So it's funny. So Mike and Danny, they're more like centralized on their collecting. You are more kind of like me though, where you do have some more of these like one-off figures, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have Pennywise. I have
which is fantastic.
Yeah,
I love that.
I have Walter from Breaking Bad. I forgot what else I have.
See that? Okay. More. I really want InART to get the license for Breaking Bad. Okay. Could you imagine a Walter, Jesse, Hank?
That's a total like cop by 5,000. I can't imagine like how good those would be. Those would be so good.
Get an El Camino to put next to Jesse.
Having the twins, yeah.
Oh my god, the twins would be crazy. Their boots would be amazing. Their skull boots.
Would you'd want the Gustavo like head, like that secondary skull for the.
I could already see that.
Up. Yeah.
Jimmy, we got Jimmy here while talking about this. Very easy drop for the Wonder Woman. Daniel saying drop, waiting for the InART. BVS Wonder Woman. Okay. I already ordered it. Now it is a keep or a sell. Okay.
Keep. Do not turn back.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, still a good figure.
Right.
I wish my hairline was that thick. Thank God they didn't do Anakin this way. Yeah, I know it kind of seemed like they knew. But I did have a poll in the chat. 9 people said 9 people voted, and we do have a 33% cop and 66% drop. So that's how people are feeling about this Wonder Woman. And real quick, I just wanted to touch also with this Wonder Woman. We did see something very new with Hot Toys, and this is going to be the packaging for the Artisan Edition. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it does. It looks nice.
Threw me off guard for a second. I was like, where the is the head? Like, didn't see the box at first. I was like, Hot Toys, what?
This is how it's packaged. Now, the only thing that I could say is that they should have put like an engraving of like Hot Toys like right here. That would have been kind of cool to do instead of just having it blank. Kind of like what InART did. They did like the little liquid metal under the head sculpt, which I thought that was a very, very nice touch. But if they would have just put like, I mean, I'm not going to complain, you know, I mean, I'm glad they're even doing this, but like a little Hot Toys logo right there would be nice. Something like that. Maybe in the future they'll have that, but I think it looks protected pretty well. But up here, I kind of have a problem with this because if the head sculpt is a little bit loose on this peg, like say it's loose, and the shipping is gonna like boom, like move this around, that hair is gonna like move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I don't know how secure it is. I don't know if there's any protection on there. That's what I thought. With InART, they had like a little thing that held the back of his head, and which it kind of has a little dent on there. If y'all can see it from where it was at, it was right there.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
It's not bad though.
You need to sell that at a pretty extreme.
Yeah, when you come over, I'll give it to you for like $3. So
thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, so this is just an observation.
Y'all can just talk about if y'all like it or not or whatever. It could be brief. It could be whatever y'all.
Hey, we could do a video.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the Wonder Woman.
I'm talking about the InART.
Okay.
But anyway,
we'll yeah.
Is it just me? And I don't mean this just for like straight negativity or anything. Does the head sculpt look worse?
It looks worse on here. Yes, it does.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It looks off
right here.
being off the body. Yeah, it looks a little lackluster.
I admire the cojones and balls and the person taking this photo though. Like, where are they? Like, why are they just holding it in their palm? Like,
you know what's crazy?
The busy
I didn't even
street.
think of that. Didn't even notice it.
And
right,
you
like
know
that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, dude, he's just kind of like holding it in his hand over this like busy concrete. Somebody could run up and steal that from you.
And what's weird is that I haven't seen any other. There might be some, but I haven't seen any other pictures showing this off like this.
Yeah, that's the one I've
Are
seen
you saying
too.
this is a Joey exclusive? You seen it here first?
No. This has been floated around a lot. I'm just saying, like, any other people have like pictures of this, the same packaging. Like, I haven't seen any HD pictures or anything like that, or people unboxing it. Nothing like that. But
So she got ramen noodle hair, dude. Why she got the ramen noodle curls?
Right here? I don't know either. I just noticed that.
Man, I'm so hungry right now.
You eat all late.
Beskar Kid says subjecting the figure to direct sunlight. Madness.
I have
Madness.
So irresponsible.
Yeah, I know. But
actually, so I know Beskar uses gloves in his videos. I actually had somebody send me a comment today saying I need to start using gloves when I handle my figures.
Well, you got a lot of people on Instagram, so I can see why there's at least one person saying something.
I'm like, I don't know, man. If I had to wear gloves every time I had to touch these things,
I think it depends.
I never do.
What your lifestyle is like. Like, if you work on cars a lot, yeah, absolutely, 100%. But if you keep your hands clean on a pretty regular basis, like, sure, our hands are dirty. Like, all humans have dirty hands, whatever. But if you don't work dirty every day, you'll be fine.
Isn't it just like the oil from it getting on like the paint app itself, and over time like deteriorate it
or pleather? Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not a collector. I'm not. I like this stuff. I'm not ever going to worry about that.
I wash my hands before I pose, at least.
So do I. I wash my hands before I unbox or.
Yeah, same here. Jimmy, to answer your question about this isn't the artisan edition. It's not the artisan edition, but we know this is how it's going to get packed. This is exactly how they're going to pack it. It might be a little bit more premium, maybe, but I feel like they'll pack it like this exactly.
She's gonna have Albert Einstein hair, like with that foam, like you were talking about, Joey, on top of it.
It is.
If UPS or whoever is thrown around the box, dude, and it gets smushed or whatever happens to it, she's gonna come out with like carrot strands that are sticking up, and
it's gonna be bad. I'm telling you. I can already feel it. You heard it here first.
The packaging will be similar. It just won't be as big. They just need the length for the length of her hair. You know what I mean?
Like, Joey, I'm making a clip of you saying that so I can save it in the future.
Yeah, watch. You're gonna see it. There's somebody's gonna complain. Clinton Martin is here. What is up? How are you? So we're gonna go to the last, not the last thing, but the last figure, Copper Drop. So let's see if I did this right this time so we can transition perfectly. Boom, here we go. We do have Neo here. I don't know if any of y'all have seen this movie. I haven't seen it, but I do like Neo. I think he's cool. I know people like Keanu Reeves, cool actor. I like him a lot, especially in John Wick. But is this a cop or drop for you guys? I didn't end the stream last, so did anybody like the artisan edition? Do you feel like the new artisan edition is do y'all like it? And 75% of the people said yes, and 25% of the people said no. So that's good. A lot of people are actually liking the packaging. I do too. But yeah, so let's go to the Neo. Like I said, Mike, what do you think? Are you going to cop this one? Is this a cop for you?
Anything that reminds me of this film is an immediate drop. I'm going to drop this right out of existence. So no, I love Keanu. This doesn't look like him to me. I don't know. It just doesn't look like Keanu Reeves. So film aside, I just don't like the sculpt.
The hair looks okay. It looked like is this kind of like the John Wick type of hair, like the in motion hair?
It's exactly. Right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It didn't look like it to me, but you guys could be right. I'm very much no expert.
The John Wick one, I feel like is more abrupt with the hair. Is more.
Yeah, there's more flow to it. Mm-hmm. I think the Wick sculpt is better. I don't think it's 100%, but it's better than this, in my opinion. I'm not going
I
to
think
say
it
my
is too.
opinion. Everything I say is my opinion, so I'm not saying that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, look, so that one, this does look better. I think it's the glass. I think the glasses were really throwing it off for me at first. They look massive.
I think Mr.
On
Mom
his
said
face.
that. Look, yeah, I think Mr. Mom said these are
They-
like dollar store glasses.
No, they do. They look like something like my mom would have wore like 20 years ago.
I agree with you, Austin. That prior picture does look decent.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
If you take
That
off
looks
the
better.
hair, I feel like if you just focus on the head sculpt.
Also, the hair is for sure different than John Wick one.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. It's
Yeah.
more, it's more frayed out, like right here. I think this pill hand is cool. The pill hand is really cool.
This is a drop for me. I didn't even see. I love the Matrix trilogy.
Me too.
I heard a lot of negative things about Matrix 4, and that was one of those things I put on the back burner, and it's just been on that back burner for me for a long time now.
Yeah.
So I have no sentiment towards this movie. So this is a drop for me. Now, this was like Neo from the first one. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would too.
Totally different story. Yes.
Yeah, that would be an absolute cop. Both variations of Neo from the first one would be like a must-have for me. Him in that like the ratty clothes on the ship.
Yeah.
I would need that with the shaved head. And then obviously him at the end with his hair and his whole get up. Yeah, absolutely. This for sure drop. Yeah, for sure drop.
We got all drops. Daniel, is this a drop for you as well?
So I did have the unfortunate pleasure of seeing doing the Matrix Resurrection.
Oh my goodness, it must have been real bad.
Okay.
God, unwatchable.
So I know you and Joey, Austin and Joey, have not seen this film, and anybody in the chat who hasn't seen the film. The plot of the film essentially is it's the Matrix. All three of those films happened, but Neo is in this universe, in this Matrix simulation, a video game designer, right? And the last three movies were video games that people can play. And
I didn't even know that.
See, okay, the concept itself on paper sounds kind of interesting, right? But the execution and what's his name from How I Met Your Mother as the analyst, Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris feels misplaced. The CGI is trying too hard to look like the first three movies, and in the worst way possible.
The recasting of Morpheus.
Yeah, and
no,
and
I didn't even know that.
Well, didn't they have to do that because he was younger though?
Well, okay, no. So,
oh wow, okay.
In this movie, it's been a year since I've seen because I watched it on HBO Max when it went to streaming or whatever, same day as movie. But the guy who plays Morpheus in this one is the guy who played Candyman in the reboot, or is in the Candyman remake or whatever. And
the young guy,
yeah, the new guy or whatever who was in Aquaman.
Yeah,
he, if I remember correctly, is Morpheus resurrected.
Yeah.
So he's Lawrence Fishburne, but he's just different skin, right? He went to the item shop and bought a new skin, if you will. And it's just this movie and this figure. Well, I think you could repurpose it, right? You could try and kit bash it and make a Blade 1 figure, Austin. Possibly switch out the hands, get your Wesley Snipes head sculpt on there. Switch out maybe some of the armor on the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I got my present toys Blade.
No, that's not okay, but that's from Blade 2.
Blade 1. Yeah, I know. It's not from
Blade 1 though.
Yeah.
Or you could do a custom Mahershala Ali Blade because Marvel Studios seems to never want to give us that film. But yeah, man, this is definitely a job for me. This is a wasted opportunity for sure. Rest in peace, Matrix Resurrections. You did not resurrect yourself.
Oh my god. All right, guys. So let me just end this one because I see a comment from Homie One, and I want to talk about it. So Cop on this one was at 20%. So there's some Matrix fans in here, which I really like. And Drop is at 80%. So we're gonna end it right there. And let me take this off real quick. And so we got a comment from Homie One saying if the anybody having issues with the Cad Bane hat and is it warped? I think mine is kind of warped as well. Do y'all see how it's kind of? Let's see if I can get my head. See how it's kind of warped in the front.
A curve there, Joey. Did it come like that?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
Let's see.
I think a lot of people. I think you can move it though. Let me see, because mine is warped too.
Be careful, Joey. Don't move it too much. So
I'm gonna open mine up real fast. We'll see.
Let's see. Let me just see. Look at that.
Nah, mine's fine.
See how if we keep going. But this is so much. Yeah, even on the side, it's crazy. You looked at yours, Austin?
Yeah, mine's good.
Let me see, Daniel. How's yours?
I think it's pretty good.
Is it?
I've tried to make I've bent mine a little bit to make it a little bit more show accurate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, I think hats just do that naturally, don't they? Or
Jimmy's comment. I'm so sorry.
Will be on me one.
What?
Jimmy's comment. Hot Toys quality control added again.
Okay, I'm in the minority. They should have made this plastic. Okay, why they went with this felt material? Because I was showing the boys this backstage of the day. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Here we go. So here is the Rick Grimes hat, right? To give you guys an idea, this is the same color as the Cad Bane hat back in January. So be wary of if you leave your figures in open space, it might be subject to lighting it up in color because it feels like the exact same material. Some just like film material.
Wait, do you have a Rick Grimes? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we lost Mike. I don't know where he went, but he's just like gone now.
Sure do have a Rick Grimes though.
I didn't know that. You know what? A fun fact: I was actually going to gift you a Rick Grimes, but I'll figure something else out.
Oh, my man, always thinking of a homie. Side note, by the way, is Darth Maul wearing a chain?
That I had to give him some bling. You know, he wanted to stand out a little bit. No, that's my.
Bring him over here, Austin. Bring him over here. Just kidding.
Big bastard up.
Let him join the stream.
That's my
Mike's back.
Celebration tags from
that's nice. Yeah, I've never seen that. Weird.
On camera, it looked like a chain.
Of course, Beskar's
talking. Bling, man, he's flashy now. You know.
Beskar's talking about moisture, of course, over here.
Hey guys, so I totally missed it. My audio went out and everything.
No, you're good.
Are all your hats good? Mine's still coming. I haven't received mine yet.
I think it's one out of 3 of us, so it's just me.
It's
not bad. It's not bad either.
Okay, look. So actually, I didn't take mine completely out, but I just like glanced at it.
Of course,
you did. Fine. If it is warped a little bit, I'm not.
It's really not that big of a deal.
There's no protection in it when you open it out of the box, right? So it's a catch-22. So for Homie and looks like for Joey's, it was a little bit more curved when they opened theirs. For mine.
Yeah, I think homie said his is curved like a real cowboy hat, like it's like this, I guess. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm sure Sideshow will hook him up if he got it from Sideshow.
Just iron it out.
There you go.
Yeah, iron it out. There it is.
No, I'm truly teasing. I have no idea if that'll work. It probably will not work. Do not do that, homie.
But yeah, so let us know, Mike, if that is something that yours is having trouble with as well when you get it in.
I will.
Yeah. Homie saying, no, it's super dry where I live. I'm surrounded by wildfires, and it came flat, and it was perfect. Then over a few days, it curved up. I got mine yesterday, so I'll look at it in a couple of days and see how it goes.
Homie, are you in California? You should put in what your address is. Credit card number too. That'd be great.
And social.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, man. That's kind of annoying.
So I just have one last topic for us, just a little fun for the last thing. I know it's been going for a while. We got places to be, things to go to sleep, and things to do. But I feel bad that I'm holding y'all over 2 hours.
I feel like you're like singling me out. And
oh yeah, Austin.
I'm fine. I am fine.
Austin's over here.
Not tonight. I'm good.
That's actually me tonight. I don't know why.
I'm just hungry as hell.
Yeah.
Isn't it latest for me? I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
so I don't want to hear it. I'm good to go.
So we might be. If y'all are okay, then we might talk about. There's something after this I would like to talk about, but just depends on how y'all are. So here is, I guess, second to last thing we're going to talk about. So there are rumors. Oh, wait, I didn't do. Hold on. Wait, I got to do it. I made this for a reason. So hold on. So this is film talk. This is something that
Hey,
yeah, that we do here. Just separating it from the figures as well.
I'm going to steal that intro clip from you.
You do whatever you want, Austin. So there is some rumors going around that Spider-Man 4 might actually be a thing. And I heard this, I watched this, I don't watch it, but I see it sometimes on like TikTok and stuff. The Escape podcast, it's like these nerds going at it. Have you seen that, Daniel?
Did you say nerd like in a derogatory sense?
No. I'm a nerd too, but I'm just saying that like they literally know everything.
Are you talking about the two guys with the hot toys in front of their mics?
No, not them. These are kind of newer dudes.
I don't know if I saw
They're new. It's called the Escape Podcast, and I watch it a lot. So I mean, whatever, Austin's trying to make me seem like the bad guy over here.
No.
It was covered by several people. Daniel RPK and 3C Films. Like a lot of people were reporting on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what would you guys like to see if this was actually a thing? Like, what would be like something that you would like to see from this movie? I know that I would like to see like them, what happened after they came back from what's his name's universe, Tom Holland's universe. I would like to see like, did they get drop boom and then we see what happens after that, or at least Toby. I don't know if they're gonna make an Andrew one. I heard maybe an Andrew one as well, but we're gonna talk about the Toby one. Like what happens? Maybe they're gonna catch us up on things that happen, things like that. I would love to see that. I would love to see a new villain too, and maybe just end his story off a little bit better than it ended on the third one. But Daniel, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 came out when I was about to be 7 years old. It's been a long time since he's had a solo film on the big screen. I would absolutely love it to have a
beautiful suit.
Yeah, man. And on top of that, like outside of him coming back from Tom Holland's universe, I think it'd be incredibly interesting. Like you have so much material there to just, you can easily make it a 3 or 4 hour movie right there. I'm in the fence. I would prefer a really good, almost mini series about like what his life's up to, and not necessarily, you could have a villain if you want to, but I would like a very small, short-term villain, and not like a big world-dominating villain. I would like to see like I would like to see like an emotional beat, right? Like Spider-Man 3 was kind of a darker emotional film. This one I want to be super dark, like
kind of like what we got from Tom Holland and No Way Home. That kind of dark.
Almost like I want it to be almost like an A24 emotional dark, right?
Oh, okay.
Where you just see this. I don't want this film to be like the last 3 films in his movies were about a man becoming his identity, right? And becoming this hero and this identity.
Yeah.
For this, if they were going to make a 4th film, I would want it to be about a man's perspective on his life after being this identity for so long, right? He mentions in No Way Home how he's made it work with MJ. I want to see more of that. Like,
yeah.
I would like maybe that's nostalgia, and if Nick's Collectibles is still in here, he could probably answer this too. Like,
yeah, Nick would have been saying something already if he was
like, dude, like outside of seeing villains and such, I would love to see a scene of him going to see Aziz, the pizza guy. I want to see him
like kind of a memory thing, like kind of like down memory lane. That'd be cool. I didn't even think.
By the way, that was my pizzeria. That's Joe's Pizzeria in the East Village. In the West Village.
I went to the Joe's right there in Times Square. Is that?
There's a lot of Joe's, but this particular one is right off 7th Ave down Lower Manhattan, West Village.
You go?
No. But if you go in there, they actually have pictures of him in there. They've got a big plaque that says Spider-Man 2. So yeah, they kind of celebrate.
Is that by Times Square?
No, there's like a million Joes, but this particular one is where they shot that scene.
I will say my favorite pizza, just to go up, my favorite pizza I actually had was Prince Street Pizza. I loved that pizza. That one was really good. I don't know if you've ever been there, but that one was good.
Prince Street. Well, there's one. Is it Spring Street?
I think it's. I think it might
there's
be
one
there.
on Prince Street. Okay. Yeah, I think
the one on Prince Street. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. That's that's like on your walk towards 6th Avenue. Yeah.
Now I want pizza. So.
Did I hear you? Mike, did you say you own that restaurant?
You misheard me. I do not own that restaurant.
Oh,
No. Now he's backtracking. He for sure owns that.
Yeah, come and see me, guys.
The
I'm
Mike
voting.
Litoris.
Mike
Yeah,
Litoris
I wouldn't put it
pizzas.
past you. Look, these hot dogs are expensive, man. I was gonna run with it, man. I was like, oh,
I wish, man. I'd be eating that pizza every day. It's a great. Anyway, I won't go on about pizza, but come to New York Comic Con, and I'll take you guys on a pizza tour.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
when is New York Comic Con?
Deal. It's like in October.
First week of October, or like the end of the first week of October. Yeah, second week.
Hey, you guys want to plan something for next year?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I go every year, so
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go too.
I can do it next year. for
Yeah,
sure.
me and Myra were actually gonna go to New York next year, so that could be a plan to go around then too. But we
That'd be
went
awesome.
last year. We went last year for Christmas. We did the ice skating, everything by the tree and everything. I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I got COVID during the trip, but
other than that, it was great.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
We even went to the Jets game. It was so fun. That was fun. But Austin, what would you like to see from this movie?
Yeah, honestly, man, I think between Danny and what Homie One said in the chat, I think that'd be perfect for me. I can't exactly tell you like what kind of villain I want, but
Yeah.
I'd want Spider-Man 4 to be for sure more serious than what Sam Raimi has done. But I also want it to be a reflection of this character. Not just so much what's going on in the moment, but what's gone on over the past decade plus.
Yeah.
You know, and then a reflection of that. And then Homie One mentioned like a more Logan-esque movie.
Oh yeah.
I think that's fantastic, right?
Oh, here it
It
is.
doesn't
Right
have to be
here.
like a scene for scene kind of thing, but in the sense of it being darker and ending on an extremely high note, that's not only what I want, I think that's what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man deserves, honestly, and that's kind of what fans deserve as well. So
Could you imagine it opening on a scene of him visiting Norman's grave? Like
Mhm.
after they've been on their way home, dude. Like
Dang.
just reminiscing on that.
I don't know why
See,
they
I don't have like
do
the
it.
creative mindset that you do, so I can't really come
Yeah.
up with like anything. But like you saying something like that, I can be like, oh hell yes, like absolutely, I would love that.
Thank you, man. You make me want to make a movie.
You should.
Make it
I don't
happen.
understand why they don't do this, because they could make so much money off of this film. They really
Like I
could.
said, man, potential.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
literally
think about
on the
like
table.
Garfield, like give him his third movie. You know,
I know.
See,
Yeah.
okay.
They would make money off that too.
On another note, guys, I would love versus just having a Spider-Man 4 because people want a Spider-Man 3 with Andrew, and then they want 4 with this one. While I think that'd be a little bit of overmuch, just because 3-4s, have a buddy team up movie, almost like we're getting with Deadpool and Wolverine, but with Andrew and Tobey, right? And here, I'll just with my creative mind throw out a random plot, a brainstorm real quick. You're gonna see me work my magic real quick. So Tobey and Andrew are getting stuck in a rift on their way back from the events of No Way Home. Okay, because they get sent back to their universes because, as we saw with Vulture at the end of Morbius, something went wrong. So they end up in the same universe together, and they're on a road trip, basically buddy cop movie, on the way back to the universes, and they bump into other villains from the Spider-Man universe, and then bump into their universe's version of Gwen. So now they have another trio with Spider-Gwen, Andrew, and Tobey. And by the end of the film, you can have them going back to the universes, and then send off. And then at the end of the film, which is what No Way Home didn't give us, you could see the Andrew's life. Maybe show him with MJ, and then show Tobey with MJ, maybe with his kid. Be cool.
That would be cool.
What do you think of that?
I was thinking that too. That'd be kind of cool. I thought that they were hugging whenever they went back to the universe. So I was like, maybe they accidentally got, but they went together. So
they went peace.
Can I do like a very hard segue comment?
What's up, brother?
Yeah.
I'm saying really entertained. If in the future we could somehow have Jimmy and Beskar Kid on,
I want Beskar Kid on here.
My night would be made. I'm just
Oh my god,
dude.
They're just complete opposites.
Dude, having Beskar Kid on here would be really cool because it would it'd be like seeing Vin Diesel and The Rock on Fast 5 all over again, man. Two muscle browns, like legends, like on the same screen, bro. Like needs to happen. And then we get 2 comic reliefs up here, bro. Come on, let's make it.
Mike, what would you like to see?
Man, what would I like to see? I know
you're from New York, so you know the best.
No. I've been enjoying hearing your thoughts, all of you guys, on this one, man. I got to be honest with you. This question sprung on me when you sent me I think it was first kind of talked about with any serious nature, maybe the trades like Variety and trying to think Hollywood Reporter maybe. But the only reason anybody's giving this any credence is because some of the actual trades are reporting on it. It's not just an internet rumor. It could still all just be a rumor, but it has some credibility. But I haven't been really thinking much about it for the last few days. I wish I had a more put together response for you. But I think Homie brought this up. What I was going to say is if you go and look at the previs stuff, I mean, they had a lot of Vulture stuff going on. They had at least some early, whether the casting was set in stone, I don't know, but John Malkovich was going to play the Vulture. And so it would have all been interesting, but it's all been done now. Yeah. So I guess the question you could ask yourself would this be a prequel to the film we just saw him in, or I think a better choice would be kind of wrapping up his story after he's returned from that. Who would I like to see in it? Man, we certainly have had a good share of Spider-Man villains depicted, some more successfully than others, but I think, although I didn't like the movie, I think it would be pretty cool to see him go up against Morbius in a film.
Yeah.
You know, I always liked that back in the day in the comics. And I was thinking about some team-ups, some interactions he had in the old McFarlane Spider-Man title with Wolverine and the Lizard, and there were so many great ones. But, this first film came out, I think I had just graduated college, so I didn't grow up with it, but I still have a huge amount of nostalgia. He is still my Spider-Man, so to speak. Doesn't matter who comes next. Tobey's my Spider-Man, so I'd love to see this actually happen.
Me too. I was in New York actually when it first came out. Me and my mom were in a big line to see this movie when we were in the theater. I still remember that to this day.
It was thrilling, and I got to tell you, at the time, at least everyone that I was in, talking to, and the sentiment was people were kind of pissed that they removed the World Trade Center scene. Because I understand why they did it, but I don't know. It just felt like another we got defeated again. We wanted to see it shine in that way, so we got it taken away from us in the movie, and But I remember that was like a big deal for me and my friends. Like we wish they kept it in, but regardless, another classic movie, a modern classic in my opinion. So yeah, man. This would be so cool if this comes true. I got to tell you, I still think it's a slim chance, but I would love it if it does.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to bring back Nickelback too for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I do have one more. Are y'all okay with it? Just go do one more film talk.
Yeah.
Austin, I know.
Yeah.
Okay?
So what people don't know, Joey actually pays me a fee to be on here. we'll add to that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do another $3.
For viewers at home, that's what that face was. It's like, all right, Joey, that's another hour on your pay.
Oh no, I'm keeping track. I get paid by the minute, folks. So.
Daniel actually told me this earlier. So this is just something that I just got told, and I looked it up, and it actually might be a thing. Might be.
You know what I love while you're doing that, Joey? You know what I love? I know you kind of send us like an agenda and stuff. I never look at them.
I know you don't.
Well, I just like being like surprised and having like some hopefully answers on the spot. So I'm always excited to see these.
So this one I don't think I put on the thing. Just that I just saw Daniel have it, and so we got a rumor that suggests that the Mandalorian season 4 could become a movie due to the Hollywood strike, or just due to I don't know if it was the Hollywood strike. Was that what you saw, Daniel?
I just saw due to recent Bob Iger comments. He was talking about with the quality over quantity in terms of the amount of shows that they've been producing. So that has led a lot of beliefs to them ultimately Lucasfilm just canceling season 4 of Mandalorian and just going forward with the movie before we getting the Dave Filoni Mandalorian movie, which I'll just go ahead and just jump into thoughts about this, man. This one's, after season 3, right, has left kind of a weird taste in the mouth. And we've got Ahsoka this month, so maybe it'll hopefully like pull us back in, give us a little bit more faith. You know, they had something really good with Mandalorian, especially with that first season, right? They set up this bounty hunter show where you literally have a bounty hunter who travels the galaxy and collects credits, you know. And I know you can't necessarily follow that formula for 4 or 5 seasons, but get creative with it.
Kind of can, yeah.
That's what I said. You can totally make Mando have his own story arc, go from seasons 1 through 5. I would love to have Mando be the Walter White of Star Wars or something. You know what I mean? So this movie could be cool, but I don't want it to be a reactionary film, right? Star Wars has recently had a bad history with reactionary films, Rise of Skywalker. So maybe just wait it out. You know, I don't really want to do a lot more waiting. We waited almost 3 years for Mando season 3. So, and I heard reports that this could be coming out in 2028, which Jesus, yeah, you're right. I mean, season 3 just wrapped up a few months ago. Like that's a long wait. So.
Yeah. So also it would build a lot of hype though with the long wait in between it.
But if this is before the Dave Filoni Avenger style Mando movie, when's that coming out, right? Because if this is 2028, what is that? 2030, 2031? Like,
it's gonna be a long.
How long gonna be alive for so long?
I may have a hot take on this. I don't think this would translate as well to a movie for a couple reasons. One, like the big thing about the Mandalorian, maybe everyone may not like every single episode, but it's like these side quests on that main objective, right? And that's I think that's kind of been like the big appeal for this. But then also, like, I guess kind of talk about the business aspect of it. It's commonly known that Disney Plus continuously loses subscribers, and I think that's why the Mandalorian is very important to Star Wars, to keep it in that show format. It essentially guarantees those additional subscribers, or at least the retention of those subscribers for, you know, those 2-ish months, right? And I think that's gonna be extremely important for Disney in the long run. But then also, once again, I just don't think it'll translate as well to a 2-hour movie versus 8 episodes, 45, 55 minutes each. I hope it doesn't turn into a movie, but I also don't want to wait till 2028.
Yeah.
Either that seems rather ridiculous, but I also don't know all the ins and outs of this AGA writer strike or anything else. I would assume they would be under the same restrictions from a show to a movie, right? Because like even movies right now, actors and everybody else, they can't even advertise these movies, right? They can't actually go and promote these movies currently. But in the end, yeah, I want this to stay in a show format, and I just think it'd be best move for Disney.
Anyone associated with the SAG-AFTRA strike, so like pretty much American actors, Poe, but like for example, I forget what it was, but something's filming in London right now at the moment, right? With some London actors. I think it was Walking Dead. It was Rick and Michonne, right? Andrew Lincoln's not American. He's not with the SAG-AFTRA. Denai Guerra is, so she couldn't film, but he could, right? So maybe
that's weird.
Well, you know, something that could be neat though, maybe not season 4, but let's say they kind of get to a near end and they could potentially wrap it up with a 2-hour.
I thought that's what they were doing though, right? Are you saying with a 2-hour show? Like,
well,
episode?
So let's say they do season 4, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they could completely end the Mandalorian saga with a 2-hour movie right now. Let's say they do season 4, and season 4 sets it up to be a cinematic movie. I think that would crush, you know. But granted, it's also the time frame. If season 4 doesn't take until 2028, and then another 2-ish years for a movie, you know, definitely the steam for this could definitely roll up or lose out, you know. But yeah, if as it is though, want to keep it in a show format, I think it's best move for Disney Plus subscribers. But if they were to pivot this somehow and set up a cinematic movie, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
I might be, you know, in the minority with this one, but
this is like your bread and butter for Star Wars, right?
Yeah. I feel like they could, instead of doing the shows, all the shows, they could have made a trilogy out of this. That would have been really cool, especially with the they'll have more budget and everything for it. It would look a lot like it looks good already. I can't imagine with the movie budget what they could do. But I also am very grateful for the show because it did get me kind of into Star Wars. So, but with me, I wouldn't want it to be a movie either. Maybe like you said at the end, and I see Daniel saying if it was written well, yeah, that's also true. If it was written well, I would be okay.
Yeah.
But Mike.
Yeah.
Well, Star Wars, man.
Well, we all saw season 3, right?
Yeah.
The story's over, guys. The show's
like
over.
It, right? Yeah.
I mean, the cowboy and his dog bought a little plot of land, and this story's over.
There's
that's
a man out there called Ron.
Yeah, but like that's another. So that's why there's no cliffhanger here. All right. This I welcome this as a movie now because to me, the show's dead. All right, it lost its creative spark, and I followed the behind the scenes, whether you believe certain rumors or not.
Yeah.
There are reasons to why season 3 was what it was. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole here, but this is a carcass of a show. Okay, You know what really killed this show? I'm not going to blame it on it. There are certain people I can blame it on, but what killed this show, ironically, is the thing that made this show so appealing to normies, and it's Grogu. It's Grogu. Grogu killed this show. Because Disney could not let it go. It made too much damn money. So Grogu was supposed to go off, train with Luke. Obviously, Luke
that
fails.
Was weird how
fails at everything now.
So
but
yeah,
but they had to get him back because the damn board wanted their cash cow, and they jammed him back into the show. Once that all happened in Boba, it signified that the people that cared where the show was supposed to go were no longer in charge of any creative direction, and it was dead. Okay, that's my opinion. Am I pissed? Yeah, I'm pissed because this is the thing that brought Star Wars back for a lot of people, introduced Star Wars to some people like yourself, Joey. But it really was thank God, there's still a spark, there's still some fire, there's still some hunger, and there's still some George Lucas in Star Wars. That's what this first and second season did for people like myself. And we lost it again. It was taken away from us again. And I'm annoyed by it. So yeah, if they want to make a movie out of it, cool. Because I think maybe you can salvage something with a tight story in 2 hours. Not a meandering, plotless season. So anyway, that's my rant. Sorry, guys.
That was great. Great job.
We like hearing it. We love hearing
it. Do that as an entire segment, dude. That was great.
Yeah, rant our thing, man.
Yeah, I should have put it in the beginning.
That's what I watch on my downtime, bro. It's like people like Mahler and different channels like Cosmonaut just rant for hours about bullshit and chat about.
Well, I'm a big fan of those guys myself. So
I'm right there with you, man.
I did have a
right about Grogu. They so shoehorned him into Book of Boba Fett. They couldn't even wait until Mando season 3.
They couldn't, bro. That's crazy.
They're like, no, put his ass in a Book of Boba, but it's a Book of
It was insane. Yeah, it makes no narrative sense.
And I'm not going to complain and say Star Wars is just trying to make money because you'd be an idiot to say that Star Wars has not been doing that since the 70s. But that's true. You didn't need to just shove Grogu back in there and the audience would have been fine. You still would have had viewers because guess what? Mandalorian back in 2019 when Disney Plus premiered, people still watched that premiere episode not knowing that Grogu was going to be in that episode, right?
Of course.
Y'all remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, people just checked it out because they're like a bounty hunter Star Wars show on this new Disney streaming service. That's cool. Let me check that out. You watch the episode and you're like, oh, look, it's a baby. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. And then the entire show changed into, okay, now this is, and I get it. He has his own story, his own journey, but I'm right there with you with this announcement of a movie. It just kind of feels like they're dragging that merchandise out a little too much. So
100%. Yep. Yeah. And the whole thing was well, they just want to make money. It's dude, there's not a property on this entire industry exists to make money. I don't fault anybody for that.
Yeah.
But what happened in the end? They're losing money because of it. Because what drives the money is the story. Okay? That's what drives the money.
Yeah,
characters a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
We got MB Dyson saying the Luke episode was good though. Seeing more of him in Grogu's journey would have been better. They could have made a whole other show if they wanted to do all that. Luke and Grogu, but I did like that episode. That episode was really good. MB Dyson. But I'm a casual, so I don't. I don't know. I'm speaking for all casuals over here. Hilarious
But
when
it doesn't negate your opinion though.
Yeah.
What was that previous comment? Oh, sorry.
This one hilarious when Mauler ripped into Mando and Book of Boba Fett.
Mauler is
Mauler. Oh
yeah, Mauler's brilliant.
Joey, you would love Mauler.
Yeah,
he just does like these long breakdown videos of different movies, like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
one of the most popular ones, and it is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else was behind season 3 and didn't care, and it showed. You know what? And like I said, as somebody that doesn't really, watch like Star Wars a lot, and I just got into it. I could tell that was a lot different than what I'm used to. It was very, very, very slow. It was like, what the heck is going on? Things like that. So
we actually just rewatched seasons 1, 2, and 3. Well, I say rewatch. It was Rachel's first time watching them, so I got to rewatch them over last weekend. So like this is fresh on my mind. Once we finished it all, she even thought season 3 was definitely the weaker.
So we did a review. If guys who haven't watched on
I remember that
channel, me and Austin did a review for season 3. Has your thoughts changed much since our review, or is it around the same?
Yeah, it's around the same. It was okay. It was for sure the weakest of the 3.
That Moff Gideon storyline kind of feels a lot more rushed second time around, doesn't it? Like just out of thin air or nowhere.
Yeah, there's some good nuggets. You can tell that they it wasn't as clean as the last 2, but there's some good nuggets. It for sure though fell flat for me at least. But it's also hard. Season 2 I thought was really good, and it ended on such a high note. And you would expect them to continue this and hopefully end on an equal or higher note, which would be hard to do with the return of Luke. But yeah, fell a bit flat.
But I just want to say, just real quick, this is another example of them doing damage to what Luke accomplished by depicting the New Republic as like a bunch of scumbags. And I mean, essentially they end up torturing this guy. It's just like this whole weird thing. If you remember the scene I'm talking about, I just don't understand. I'm going to stop right now. But they continuously chip away at the beauty of the original trilogy and what these characters gave their lives for. And you see that they gave their lives for literally like a bunch of like scumbags that are almost just as bad as the Empire.
Yeah.
And maybe it's partially because Disney did the First Order and they've set up this. They wrote themselves into a corner essentially, where they're like having to get to this point of, okay, First Order is in charge and the New Republic's gone.
That's absolutely, yes, it is. But they don't have to dwell what was great about The Mandalorian is it didn't dwell on the negatives of the sequels.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And then it ended up like taking us right back into that feeling.
100%, because they had their own little sandbox, right? Like I was saying earlier, like it's a bounty hunter that can go anywhere in the galaxy, and he chose to go in the galaxy sandbox that a bunch of other people are also in that same sandbox.
The literal sandbox of Tatooine.
He literally chose the same sandbox as other people's sandbox. So in this case, a literal sandbox. So
yes.
Well, guys, I guess that's where we'll wrap it up at. That was really good. I like that. Steve missed a good conversation on that one.
But can I just say, we're all looking forward to Ahsoka, right? Ahsoka, I have high hopes for, man. They could pull it off.
We're always talking about it. Yeah.
Dude, Rachel's more excited than I am about Ahsoka right now.
Dude, I backed the Ghost, the HasLab Ghost. I'm all in on any figures. Like, this is going to be Rebels live action, guys. Come on, Joey. Watch Rebels if you haven't yet, buddy.
I know. I've been told like 5 million times I need to. And
I didn't back
the
the Ghost, but I'm for sure getting all the 6 figures that the show.
Oh, they're gonna be great.
I watched the first 4 episodes of it, so
hurry, you'll man, get in a
good.
Have a good night where you just don't have a whole lot to do. You can binge quite a bit of it.
It's a tighter show.
And
yeah,
you'll fall deeper in love with it the more you get connected with these characters, and the animation gets it grows on you for sure.
Oh,
I was skeptical on the first couple episodes because it was vastly different than what I wanted, but it grows on you for sure, and it fits. I don't know how or why. It could just be me, but the animation fits the show extremely well. I wouldn't want it done any other way, I don't think.
It fits perfectly. You know, one of the reasons why it fits so perfectly, and this might just hit a lot of people subliminally if you're not super familiar with Ralph McQuarrie, but if you're familiar with Ralph McQuarrie, the backgrounds of the show are basically like his paintings put into a show. It is so gorgeous. The hangar bays, just all of it. Ralph McQuarrie is a hero of mine, and Rebels does him such justice. So much so that Zeb is the original Chewbacca design, Chopper's original R2 design. So, man, a lot of love went into creating that show. It wasn't just like a show for kids. It was a multi-level, dimensional show for everybody. And I think going into Ahsoka without having seen Rebels, you could do it, Joey. You went into Mando without having seen a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I think you'll have a deeper connection if you see Rebels first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And if I don't, I'll make sure to do like a watch this if you haven't seen Rebels video.
Look,
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, you could spin it if you don't have the time, right? You or Myra don't have the time to actually get through Clone Wars and then Rebels. You could watch Ahsoka, right? And you would probably enjoy it. You could also do a pretty neat perspective of giving
like a background. Like I would watch a background, right?
Yeah, so you could watch the show and then make some content if you wanted to, based off of just Ahsoka show itself, without any kind of bias to other connection in the past, right? Some people may be upset with some certain things and whatnot due to a bias. You wouldn't have that.
Yeah,
that's actually a great point, Austin.
You also have a connection on some things, so you may miss some things, but you'd be judging the show as the show only, without any expectations or any bias. So that could be a pretty neat little review from your end or a perspective.
True.
That's a good point. I would be curious to tune in. No, I'm glad I'm glad I have the perspective I have, but I would be curious. Like, I think it's fascinating that you got into Star Wars through Mandalorian.
I bought the Deer Still Mando.
Fantastic.
That's my favorite design.
Yeah, it was first. I watched Justin's review on it, and I was like, dude, this thing looks sick. And I was like, I gotta watch it because my friends are talking about it too. And then I watched it and I fell in love, watched everything. Then season 2 came around, saw Luke. I was like, holy crap. Like, I watched all the Star Wars movies.
You weren't like, who is this?
No. I watched all the Star Wars movies right after the first season of Mando.
Oh, okay.
All of them. And then the ones that stuck out with me, of course, were the Revenge of the Sith and all that, because I do remember those as a kid, not watching it, but seeing it in theaters, but just very little bit. But that stuck with me. And then I watched Luke and all that, what he went through, and it was just all at once, kind of just all. It was good. I like.
See, that's so interesting. I have a 7-month-old son, and I think I ask myself daily what order I'm going to introduce Star Wars to him, and you know, it's funny. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, and I love. What's that?
I just did this with Rachel, Mike. It was a really tough decision: release or chronological timeline. You know? I went with timeline.
Yeah, I went with timeline too. I think
timeline.
A lot of people.
So the best answer, I think my personal favorite answer right now, and I absolutely love him, and I'm blanking on his name, but. The actor, he did the voice of Darth Maul in the animated show.
Sam Whitaker.
Sam Witwer. He gave a great answer on this one. Did you know the answer he gave? He said, if you're going to introduce it to a kid, here's what you do. A kid who's blank slate with Star Wars. All the Clone Wars you want. Every single episode, every season, all the Clone Wars you want. I think he might have said this before season 7 aired, though. But anyway, all the Clone Wars. Then episodes 1 and 2. All right. Then 4, 5, 3, and 6. So I know I went through that a little fast, but it's Clone Wars episodes 1 and 2. So you get to see Anakin grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have no idea he's going to become Vader. Then you watch episode 4 and you're like, oh my God, okay, this is this guy Luke, and he's talking about this guy Vader killed his dad, who's Anakin, who I know.
Yeah.
I know Anakin. All right. And then you get to face off against this guy, and then you face off against him again in episode 5, and your mind is blown that is Anakin the whole time, and you've grown up now with Anakin because you saw him as a kid for the last, however many years you were watching Clone Wars. So it just blows your mind that much more. And then you get to see him become Anakin in episode 3, become Vader in episode 3. And then you get to go and see the final resolution in 6.
So cool.
That's good. The reason why I chose timeline for Rachel, she already knew the big plot points of Star Wars, right? So she didn't. She
that's
knew.
Different.
Yeah,
yes.
She knew Vader was Anakin. Like she knew some of these. She knew.
I didn't even know that. I did not know Vader was Anakin when I went and saw it.
I also know she has like really bad ADHD, and this may trigger some people. The original trilogy, a lot of us watched it as a kid, grew up with it, right? There's this attachment to it. I didn't think it was going to be the easiest for her to watch and get into. So I wanted to start her from the very beginning, a bit of an easier watch, but also she got to like you said, grow with these characters. She got to see them grow up and get really attached to them. So leading into 4, 5, and 6, which I thought would be the more difficult watches for her just because they're older, right?
That makes sense. They're slower, but now she's more emotionally connected. So
exactly. So she's going to be more enticed to actually pay attention, be enthralled in what she's watching, and continue from there. So that was kind of like my mindset, and just like knowing who she is.
George Lucas says his way. He says, well, he looks at like it's a ridiculous question. He's like, numerical order. You're supposed to watch from 1 through 6.
Yeah.
So that's George Lucas's answer.
Mike, here's an idea for you, brother. So like, I've always thought about this at least you can still do this, the Sam Witwer method of viewing pleasure, but I would say get an inflatable projector, right? Grill out, have some popcorn. If you have a backyard, wherever you can have an inflatable area, right? And just chill out with the family and put on A New Hope. Get the cut from the original cut of A New Hope, right, where it just was Star Wars.
I have the specialized editions on Blu-ray. Yeah,
there you go, brother. So show him that version. And then you can start with the Sam Witwer, but just see his reaction, right?
I like that idea.
If you Austin were mentioning kind of scaring to show her the original trilogy, I feel that because we've been so desensitized to what CGI can do in modern technology in our films now, so it's kind of hard to show like in modern day, right? Someone the original trilogy because they're like, oh, some of the effects look a little dated, some of the,
That's right. Austin won't watch
puppetry with Yoda.
Yeah. So, that's how I would do it at least.
Yeah, that's a great idea too, man. The thing is, there's no wrong answer to this. Okay.
Right.
There's no wrong answer. Like, look at Joey. He survived. He's still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
No one would have ever said start with Mando. He made it.
I like the Last Jedi. So hey, I
did too. It's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But do y'all want to end it right there? Y'all good? Okay. Well, guys, let me just go through y'all and just ask what you guys have going on your channel, and I'll give you a little channel. Everybody's channel is down in the description, so make sure you subscribe to all these awesome people and follow on Instagram. That'd be awesome. I don't know if I have all y'all's Instagram on there, but I have y'all's YouTube. But basically the same names. Daniel, what you got going on coming up on the channel?
So at the end of the month, of course, we are all excited and ready for Ahsoka. So on the channel, I will be doing reaction videos and afterwards reviews and
That's gonna be
thoughts and whatnot. And so for one of those episodes, I believe, could be wrong, but it should be during our trip, maybe after our trip or whatever. So I might do the reaction at Joey's place for one of these videos.
Yeah.
Super excited for that show. Also, like we've been mentioning for weeks now, we got spooky season coming up officially. I want to start that probably at the end of this month as well, because there's a lot of series I want to get to. Plus, we got Saw X coming out, so I got to try to break through that series as well. Yeah, man. Like I said, I've been on a Hot Toys kind of retirement, but you know, like I said in the stream earlier, man, I'm branching out a little bit in the collection and trying to get a little bit of Batman in the collection. So we'll see in the coming months if that gets added. So, yeah.
Okay. It's good. I can't wait to see those reviews. I can't. It's gonna be awesome. Austin, what you got coming up? Now you've been posting a little bit more. I noticed that.
So I'm not a big YouTuber like Joey or good old Spotchka. I do post pretty regularly on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I typically post every day on Instagram. Hopefully kind of get back into swinging things on the whole YouTube thing. I have now 36 figures I need to unbox. Slowly making my way through that.
I think last time it was 38.
Well, so I've opened up some. You know, I've opened up Terminator, Joker, Myers.
You kind of
opened Marty.
Kind of open Cad me.
And I have more coming in. So anyway, I have a lot of unboxings I'm gonna put out. Shorts. Granted, if you want some of the best shorts or unboxings there are, obviously watch Joey or Best Car Kid.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mine are all very simple. Mine are all very simple, but that's pretty much it for me. We do have a big trip planned in September, at least big in my eyes.
That's it's gonna be so crazy.
Because as much as I love doing this, I'm more excited to see Danny and Joey in person. So cool. Danny's gonna be flying to my house. We're gonna spend a bit of time in my room, get some content, make some videos, but then we're gonna drive to Joey's house. We're gonna film a vlog of us driving to Joey's house. It's gonna be a few hours, 5 hours to be exact.
Yeah.
And then once we get to Joey's house, of course, we get to see his collection. He's gonna show us everything. We're gonna get some reactions, and then we're gonna take another road trip. And then all that's gonna be filmed, most likely from all three perspectives.
Yeah.
So that's
fun.
That's in September. That's what I'm looking forward to. And then
I'll help you film some stuff, brother. I got you.
Yeah. Just like Danny said, spooky season is coming up, and
I can't wait.
Horror movies, man. Like that's. I love Star Wars. I love superheroes. Like
what is that?
It's not horror, but
that's my bread and butter, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I count that. I think the first Alien movie is like an isolated horror movie.
Yeah.
Sci-fi
horror,
is. Right?
It's a haunted house in space.
Action. Second one becomes a bit more actiony, but still, it's in there.
Halloween.
It's like Terminator and Terminator 2, Alien, and Aliens. Both of the first ones are pretty
smaller, tighter,
right? Second one becomes more action packed, right?
Yep. That's Cameron formula,
I'll be
right?
Doing some horror movie reviews for October.
That's great.
What's the first one you want to tackle, bro?
Huh?
What's the first one you want to do? I'm gonna let you shoot.
That's that's really hard. I think the first one I'm gonna fumble quite a bit, so I want to avoid some of my deeply emotionally connected movies. So hopefully make some couple, get a bit warmed up with it. Hopefully find a good routine to it. But I'm
gonna call it now. We're gonna start with Saw, the first Saw.
Starting with Hocus Pocus. Yeah.
That's a good entry horror movie, though.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? People talk about entry level horror movies. I don't know if you guys were. I'm so sorry, Joey.
No,
we'll make this really quick.
No, I'm worried about you.
Sure you guys were the same, Danny. I know you were this way. I was just thrown into it. I remember watching like the '84 Nightmare on Elm Street as like 5, 6 years old.
God,
like my first horror movie I saw was like in theater was Freddy vs. Jason. That came out 2001?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like 9. And I was excited for that,
Yeah. I mean, that was probably a big deal back in the day too, because that was back in the heyday where AVP was coming out too.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
I still love Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, man.
I don't hate it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I think Chucky was my first horror movie. I remember going to Blockbuster and seeing the cover, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Dang, it was just scary."
Man, I don't remember my first horror movie.
Wow.
My first horror movie was.
I don't know how you sleep with that.
Scream, and
Austin's
gonna laugh at this one, but 13 Ghosts, another Matthew Lillard.
Oh, that is fantastic. That's a
13 Ghosts. I love 13 Ghosts though. Part of my childhood. I grew up on that.
First horror movie you saw in the theaters, you're saying, though, right?
Oh, first
Or
horror
in
movie
general?
the theater.
I don't know
Okay.
my first general one.
So first horror movie in the theater, real quick, was actually it was damn. Okay, it was an unknown film that I hope Austin has seen. If you've not, brother, I hope you do watch it. It is Unsane. It is a smaller film directed by Steven Soderbergh from the Ocean's fame and whatnot. Filmed on an iPhone, I believe 7 or 6. Super dark psychological film. But that was like one of my first horror films in the theater. But I Am Legend, I think, was technically my first.
Hey, I Am Legend's a shit, man. I love I Am Legend. Mike, I didn't know if you had like an actual YouTube or anything, but I put
No.
Okay, I put your Instagram down here though. So
Yes, thank you.
Do you have anything on Instagram you want to talk about?
No, I'm not a content creator.
Okay.
I post nothing on Instagram, but you can always say hello to me if you'd like. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but if you want to do that, I will say hello back, and we'll have a lovely conversation. Because I genuinely do like everybody I meet in this community, so I welcome that. But unfortunately, I won't entertain you with any cool pictures or videos. I don't create any content. But I want to thank you so much, Joey, for having me. I feel super lucky to be invited on these channels. Occasionally, I pop up on Ryan's channel, Mr. Mom Collectibles, which is always a lot of fun. He's a great guy, and his whole crew that he streams with, all cool dudes. And but more regularly, I've been popping up with Shane. One Six Figure Focus. Just
that's my guy.
Freaking amazing.
He's so
guy, right? Just such a
I'll
great
tell
dude.
you, I know I've said it before, but I got to spend a lot of time with him in London, and in person, you know, privately and with a group, he is just the same. He is outstanding. I love that man. Yeah, he's fantastic.
I believe it. No, and it's so nice to hear that, because he's one of those guys, like, what you see is what you get with that dude. Like, he's genuinely a nice guy. Not dissimilar from the three of you guys. So again, thank you all three of you for having this conversation with me, because I've kind of fantasized about having it with you. I have it normally in text, so it's nice to actually be able to talk back and forth. So thank you.
Likewise,
it's our pleasure, man. We would love having, we're gonna start having guests, and as they make rounds, we'll invite you back on here whenever that round comes back. It'll be so much fun, man.
Like I said, Mike, I feel starstruck too, because like I said to you, and I think in the very beginning of this, when I started like watching like more like of these like YouTube live streams and stuff, I would see you in the comments all the time. Like everybody knew who you were and whatnot. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That is so awesome. Like now I actually got to have conversations with you. So.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I've been enjoying your content. Which you would know if you read my comments to you.
But,
you wouldn't even follow that. I sent you a message and you didn't respond. So
did you really?
I mean, it was a couple hours ago, but still.
No, man, I love you, buddy. I love your content. It's great. Same with you, Joey. Spachi, I'm always saying what's up to you too. So thank you, fellas.
It was so fun tonight, guys. But anyways, like I said, everybody's links are in the description below. Make sure you subscribe, follow everything. Thank you guys for watching. As you leave, hit that like button, and I guess we will see y'all next week. I don't know who the special guest will be, but I'm gonna reach out to some people, see whoever wants to be on. But anyways, see y'all later.
Bye guys.
Peace. Bye,
guys.